When a guy played piano, he used to go,
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the music.
Nothing. Now, if you truly love a woman, you must respect her. If you truly love a woman, you must respect her. Don't be ripping out of panties every chance you get. Thank you.
Not every chance.
Saxophone, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fred Norris. Thank you. Turn that crap off.
I love how when they do that, people applaud. Oh,
yeah, yeah. Mr. Fred Norris. Who's that? Yeah. Mr. Fred Norris. All right, good morning, everyone. Listen, I just got to take a little breaky poo here, and then we'll be back with the show right after these words. How come that group isn't more famous?
Well, number one, they keep changing their names.
Porno for Pyros. Well, no, that guy was in a different band, James Addiction.
Yeah, he just keeps jumping around. He's the main attraction.
Yeah, he's real good. Okay. I forget his name. Perry Farrell.
Yeah.
And Soundgarden's real good. I was going to turn you on to that record, but...
I got it. I'm trying.
Oh, you don't like it?
No. That Spoon Man?
No, forget Spoon Man. Hey, Gary, where is the Soundgarden record?
Actually, Spoon Man is the one I like.
No. That's not even... It's not even a good song. I'll play you a good song. Even Joke Man.
And what was the other group? Now, what was that heavy metal group that you were telling me was really good? Was it Metallica?
White Zombie.
No, the older one. The ones that you got on the nerves of at the MTV Awards.
Oh, Metallica. They're great.
Yeah, well, I tried to listen to them yesterday.
With the Black Album?
Hated it.
No. I don't know what's going on with you.
Well, I don't know. I was looking for John's video on the box.
John's video on the box, yeah.
Yeah, so I was just sitting there and I saw these things come up, so I got a Metallica video, and I spent about $20 on the box yesterday.
Oh, you mean you actually order stuff?
I wanted to help John, so I ordered his video.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, they had it.
It's cool.
Right, here's the new Soundgarden album.
All right.
It's a little early maybe for you to get into this, but...
No, it isn't early.
You don't like that?
Well, this is all right.
Oh, I think, yeah, all right. I know Joke Man's throwing up. Wait. Listen to that. You can't get into that?
Do I have the right album?
Maybe you don't have the same album I have. See, I knew you'd like it. We have to listen to it together. Fred, you like this album?
I like it a lot, yeah.
You like it, right?
Yeah. It should be big.
Oh, I like this.
So, then where are you? What are you bad-mouthing the record for? I don't know what to do with you. Now, the real good one...
9 Inch Nails?
I'm not familiar with their music.
All right, good, okay, because I ordered their video, too, and I was disgusted.
Oh,
no.
That's great. That's great.
Fred was just telling me to buy the album.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll make you a tape.
You know what it is? I get into music for like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then for a couple of months, I don't listen to anything new because I don't have time. I haven't been listening to music for a while, but like I feel a session, now that the warm weather's here.
You got to get into it.
Yeah, I feel like some new music will be coming my way. The record that I'm obsessing on now is the new Alice in Chains record.
Yeah.
Because I think it's one of the most original sounding records ever. Have you heard that, Fred?
Yeah,
I've got the tape. I have yet to listen to it.
Oh, did you hear it?
Alice in Chains.
Oh, that you like?
Love,
yeah.
Oh,
okay. No need to play that for you. Actually, the first track on that record, the first track on that CD, is like maybe the best song I've heard in a long time. To me. Hey, you got that record? Hey, Fa 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 Fa.
Fa Fa Flunky.
Fa Fa Foey, by the way, having a baby.
Yes, I think we should announce that a little more often. The cartoon stuff.
Yeah, I know. Cartoons of Gary's baby. Yeah, we're almost complete. We have almost enough for a book now. Oh, fool, you got Alice in Chains?
No, we don't. I'm sorry.
What is this a radio station I'm working at? Hey, Tom, can you play a new record once in a while with the classic rock?
Could you at least get them?
Just get them and give them to us.
Yeah, we don't even get serviced anymore by the record company.
Really? We don't?
No.
Oh,
I mean, not by Alice in Chains.
Yeah, but I'll play it. Don't they recognize me as an entity? I was going to name my band Baba Booey in Chains, and then those guys came out with that, and they beat me to it. Baba Booey in Chains.
Floppa Flowly.
In Chains. All right, I got to get over it. You don't have the record, right?
I'm sorry.
Fooey.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. I'm just having trouble getting over that. We don't have it here. I'm ready to play it.
Yeah.
And my daughter took all my CDs because she's having a party, a birthday party.
Oh, yeah?
So she took all my CDs so she can listen to them with her friends. I told her, you better not break my CDs. She goes, you're the coolest dad. You have cool music. I said, yeah, now you're catching on. That's it. Just tell me I'm cool every couple of minutes. I'm real good with my kids. You know why? I was a camp counselor one summer. The first time I ever was...
And that helped you to be a good father?
It did, because when I was a camp counselor...
Yes.
The first summer I was ever a camp counselor, I was like my dad being a camp counselor. I was a tyrant. I was a tyrant. I was real strict and stuff, and all the kids hated me. I didn't get one tip from any of the parents.
You're kidding. The kids even complained to their parents about you.
I didn't get one tip. And the guy I worked with was this black guy who never even paid attention to the kids. And he just, all he did was smoke cigarettes all day. And, I used to say to him, hey, aren't you going to even take an interest in these kids? And I was, real protective of them. I wanted to make sure they had, I wanted to make sure they were supervised and all this kind of... I took it real seriously.
But you were such a... You had been in camp for years.
Yeah, it didn't matter. I wanted to... I was trying to get notice so that I'd get to take out a trip out west.
I see.
And no one ever does that after one summer. But I did it, of course, because I'm Superman. So, my big accomplishment in life.
You got to get on the bus.
Yeah. I wanted to take a bunch of kids out west, and this camp didn't let you do that unless you proved yourself as a regular counselor.
So no tips, but you got the trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I was considered a super counselor. But, the kids all hated me, and the parents wouldn't give me any tips. And I said, hey, once I get on this Western trip, I'm going to be everyone's pal. I don't have to be such a dick. And all the kids liked me. They thought I was a good guy. You
can't be nice and caring as well, huh? You didn't know how to do that?
Nah, it's very difficult to be both. I can only be one. So even my own kids, when I catch myself being too much of a dick, ruining a good time, I mellow out.
Oh, I'd like to see that. I've never seen you do that.
Yeah, I'm not like a real hoser, like a dad.
Do you really, almost lose it sometimes?
Nah, well, when Emily was first born, I found myself being a parent very much like my parents. I was very, don't do this, don't do that, don't. And the kid was a loaf of bread. She couldn't even walk. I was just a lot of rules and stuff, and what I mean?
You know what? Now that you say that, I remember you had them. They were like little.
Well, Emily.
Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Because she would get in the car and she'd go, Robin, you can't eat in the car. You can't do this. You can't do
we had a lot of rules and stuff. Then one day I turned to my wife and I said, let's throw out all the rules. It's too much work. And, quite frankly,
she had them all down.
The kid looks depressed. So
you'd say, we're going somewhere. Okay, Robin, now look, you can't eat in the car.
Yeah.
And you can't do this. And you can't drink. And you can't say anything.
Well, actually, no. That was the time when we had already gotten rid of the rules for the kids. It was rules for you.
Oh, stop it.
I hate when you eat in my car. She is so messy.
I never eat in the car.
Crumbs all over the car.
Why she was saying
you ever see her wolf down a sandwich? I'm telling you.
I can imagine.
All right.
They had just got a brand new car. Look, Robin, you can't eat in the car.
We were lying to you. That was for the kids. That was for you.
You just told Emily to tell me? You couldn't tell me yourself?
Oh, Emily had told you the rules, right? Yeah. Yeah, so, I had a meeting with my wife. Took a meeting, and I just said, we got to mellow out here. Just relax with the kids. Let me have some fun.
Well, that was good of you.
So now I'm practically a non-parent.
You're cool dad.
I'm a cool dad. I just want to be cool, that's all. I don't want to be thought of as the old man. So, good morning, everybody. Had sex with my wife yesterday. Hey, here's some romance. Want to hear a romantic afternoon?
Okay.
Yeah, Stern has some romance in him.
I want to hear romance.
All right. So, I was downstairs doing some work. I was working on my computers. I was getting the archives. Man, they got some cool stuff, IBM. I was putting together a radio archive thing. We have to keep notes on what we say because 2 days later we don't remember what we said. So I met with some guy, man. He set up some cool stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's just like really cool. You'll see it. I'll bring it in because that's what we're going to be using here.
Mm.
And so I had a meeting with that guy. And I came upstairs and my wife was on the phone with my mother. In the afternoon, the middle of the day. Okay.
All right.
So she was on the bed, so I laid down behind her and gave it to her.
That's romance?
Oh, yeah. She goes, don't I get any foreplay?
Oh, you.
So she hung up the phone on my mother. I pulled her pants off. I said, pull your pants off real quick. I said, you don't need foreplay. You're ready. I tested her. She was all hot. I said, you don't even need foreplay.
Been playing tennis. She was sweating.
No. She said, no, I'm telling you. She was ready. And then she goes, come on, give me some foreplay. I said, you don't even need it. Trust me on this. You don't need it, and I don't need it.
Sometimes it's just prepared.
Right. She was ready. And then, sure enough, I was right.
Hi-oh.
No problem. No contraception, nothing.
She was on the phone the whole time?
No. She hung up halfway through it. I'll tell you how good I am in bed. Now, this is the romance part, Robin, that you'll like.
Oh, because I missed it so far.
So did she. Believe me, she was following me around like a weepy puppy dog afterwards. Trust me, she was in love. This is 2 times this week I had sex.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
Happened spontaneously. What do you do, nuts?
Something in food.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of kidney beans.
There you go.
So, it was, so listen to this. In the middle of doing it to her, and I have a special way of giving her foreplay during the actual sex.
No, there's no foreplay during sex.
No.
Foreplay is before sex.
No. This is different. I'm telling you, you haven't been with me. While I'm having sex with her, I do all the stuff that I would have done to her during foreplay. Can you picture that?
Yeah. You behind her?
Sure. You know, I rub her a lot.
Sure.
All over. But
okay.
You know what I mean? Because that's what foreplay is. You just rub her a lot.
You are so crazy.
Serious digital nation.
And then she's satisfied.
You think?
Yeah, and I don't use any vibrators anymore. I don't allow it in the bedroom.
That.
I stopped it because I realized she was getting addicted to it. And it was taking an hour just for her to feel any sensation from it.
So now she's addicted to you?
Yeah.
She's stuck with you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Addicted to sperm.
Might as well face it. So, anyway, so now I just while I'm having sex with her, I do all the foreplay stuff.
So it's like a stew.
Yeah,
all in one.
Yeah, and I can do that while I'm
a one-dish meal.
Here, let me show you. While I'm doing it, I'm rubbing.
I see. I know what you're saying.
Right, guys? You got that move? You guys do that? Right.
It's like you're playing the cello.
Yeah, right. It's like, there you go.
It's like the rodeo rider.
Yeah, it's like,
stay on that bull for 8 seconds.
So anyway, so you get the move? I just showed it to you?
Yeah.
Have you ever had that?
Oh, please. I wouldn't accept that.
Really? Well, let me tell you something. My wife was getting so charged from it.
Was she awake the whole time?
Yeah, she started laughing. And I go, what's so funny? She goes, I can't stop it. I can't even control myself. And she's like,
all this in 2 minutes.
Wow. Not even Weo. I mean, it wasn't even that sedate.
A rodeo ride.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, honey, mellow out, huh?
That's great.
Hey, baby. Just, because I can't control. Now, that's pretty good. You ever make your wife do that?
I would love to hear her version of this.
No, she would tell you the truth.
I think that happened.
I really got her off. And then once I heard her doing that, I just finished because I said, this is getting out of control.
Yeah, you don't want to have too good a time.
Yeah, I mean, she'll actually begin to expect this.
She'll want this more.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
please. 1 second. Woo! She was like, woo!
Were you guys lying down? Was she on up?
Let me see.
Look, he didn't have time for all that, Jack.
No, she...
No, you had to be in some...
I rolled her on top of me at first, and then she doesn't know how to do that.
No,
when she's
I'm asking what position...
I'm telling you. What, are you in a rush?
Well, Jackie's as fast as you.
Evidently.
No.
I gotta know now.
No, now.
Trying to explain what happened to you.
You're too much foreplay.
Oh, he considers himself a bit of a sex expert. I'll tell him what happened.
I know what's going on.
So you claim. I wonder how good he is in this
I
act.
don't think either one of you are any good.
Well,
Come over here, baby.
Let me ask you something. Has any of your men ever made it so that you couldn't even control your laughing reflex?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
I've had everything.
You laugh and you go.
Believe me, I told you I've lost consciousness.
Oh, get out of here.
Never made anybody do that.
Yeah, I made her see colors, my wife.
Colors.
Did you ever see colors?
She opened her eyes and saw
You
color
lost
chart
consciousness from a guy? Oh, I don't believe
Wait a
that.
minute.
Oh, you
Yeah.
realized you had stolen her wallet.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
You lost consciousness. Can you imagine she's dead in the bed?
That happened.
Consciousness that way, you silly. I just didn't know where I was, and you just go, oh, how did we get here?
Right.
Where am I? Went under my picture.
No, what I'm saying is, now she starts out, I took her, I
She was
fiddled,
on the phone.
yeah, and then I rolled her over on top of me.
Rolling.
And that lasts always for 2 seconds, because she sits there. Yeah, facing me. Are you crazy? I'm not doing it where she's not facing me, because...
I don't know what Jackie's
Yeah,
doing.
because she could break me in
I'm
half.
thinking about what you said you did, right?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, no.
Oh,
You
calm
think it's
down,
something else.
Jackie.
No, Jackie, I'll explain everything to you.
You think it's something else, Jack?
Yeah, I'm thinking about what he said he did.
She was facing me, and she doesn't move herself. She just sits there.
understand.
And I'm like, and then I'm up and dropping her. And it's like, it's crazy. I can't handle that. And that's no way to have fun.
It's like a drop hit.
I don't understand why she don't move around more.
She's not in the right position.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to do it. You go out and give her a lesson.
Oh.
You seem to know what you're doing over there. At least you talk a good game. Yeah, you know what to do, right? You're like this, I bet, with flat-footed, right?
Well, you could do that, or you don't get just up on your knees.
Right. Yeah, but she can't move that much.
You could take the top off a beer bottle.
So after that, I got back into our favorite position, which is called the missionary position. So I can do my magic. And I did all that. I do all that in the missionary sex, like this. I'm like,
You're so
see?
sick.
Like this.
Like spot eradication.
Like
Boy,
this.
was I giving you way too much credit.
I was going to say,
really?
looks like he's cleaning your rug.
I was giving you way too much credit.
I just wanted to see what you do.
Like this.
Oh, stop it.
Is that the most stupid thing you ever saw?
Hey, it worked. I can make you lose consciousness.
Wouldn't you laugh if you saw that?
Maybe that's what she was laughing at, the way it looked.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shut up, Jackie. Like, you looked any better.
I had...
Oh, I know what you thought I was doing. She was on top, and I'm like...
No, or
reaching
either on the side, I bet, Jackie.
I thought like she was in front of you, like you were from the back.
No.
Reaching around.
No, I'm not doing that. I don't even like that.
Oh, you.
So you...
That's wonderful.
My hero.
Dick. You're like, you're any better. That's why your wife's at your side every 2 seconds.
She left.
She left like months ago. I think they divorced.
Maybe I should have reached down.
Yeah. Maybe you ought to rethink a couple of steps there. Maybe you don't have to go through so much, through so many different positions. Maybe the simplest sometimes is the most satisfying to a woman. The closeness of that. So a lot of guys go through gymnastics. Missionary always works on my wife. She loves it the best. She can't even handle it. She's like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Why did you suddenly stick your hands down there?
I always do. That's how I have sex.
Oh.
That's what I do.
Oh, I thought you
I get everything
about this like this was the first time.
No. I'm revealing. No, I do everything at once.
Great secret.
See, because I need to. I am bored by foreplay at this point. I am so disinterested. In fact, the more I do that, the foreplay, the less interested I get. I don't want to see that much of my wife. You know what I mean? I want to have a little mystery. And I also need to feel very, very good in order to do foreplay, so I do it all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I need to be getting some action in order to get motivated.
Foreplay is no action to you.
Right. That's childish. That's high school stuff. I want what I want now. First of all, when the mood overtakes me, it's got to happen real quick or else it passes. Yeah.
It's like in and out.
Yeah, it's not like when you're with a new girl for the first time.
Okay. Anything you say.
You know, you got to wait for some mood to hit and quickly act on it. All right, anyway, I got to take a break. I'm having too much fun. Let me take a break, and then we'll be back right after.
Is this more fun than actually doing it, telling everybody about it?
Well, I know she was into it. She had some kind of special pants yesterday. It got me turned on. She had like some kind of pants, and the zipper was on the side instead of the front. So that got me going.
Ah, see, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's all I need. I see a zipper on the side. I'm ready. I'm going, how do you get these pants off?
Immediately there was a challenge.
And there was something dirty about getting my wife excited while she talked to my mother.
I knew that was a lot of it, too.
Because she was like,
it was like forbidden.
On the phone.
Did she say, like, I have to hang up?
Yeah.
Your son is...
No.
Bah. She would never say that.
Not to my mother. My mother wouldn't understand that.
You tell him to stop that.
Don't just stop that disgusting animalistic behavior.
What's wrong with you?
At this time of the day?
Ben never does that.
He doesn't wear those pants.
Your father-in-law only does it at night under very dark conditions.
That's right, the sun is still out.
Things to be done. All right, let me take a break, and then we'll be back right after these words. Hi, everybody. I got to go through some of this mail. I don't know why I carry it around because I never end up reading it on the air. You know, I sit at home and I open the mail sometimes. You know, Gary opens it and then Xeroxes it for me, and I go through it and I go, oh, this would be really funny to read on the air. Yeah. And I put it in my briefcase, and then I never read them on the air. Let me just go through some of these, okay? I don't even remember why I ripped them out. Dear King of All Media, 2 questions about Baba Booey. Does Mrs. Baba Booey realize she has to keep the newborn baby away from Baba for the first 72 hours after birth, or he will eat it? And you see, now, I didn't even think that was that funny. I don't even know why I'm carrying this around. I think it just ended up in my bag.
Maybe that was a mistake.
No.
Oh, here's an article about a dude. Remember we got a letter from the mayor of Watertown, New York, who wanted us to come visit him when I was, doing my campaign stop going on to Albany? The guy who wrote the letter, the mayor, is in the hot seat over the letter.
Oh, no.
His publicity stunt has irked some of the people living in the area.
Oh, boy.
Can you imagine? All the guy said was, why don't you come by and see Watertown?
That's a bad thing to do when it's you.
Everybody's so uptight.
Nobody can have a sense of humor.
Yeah, I know. The letter on city stationery congratulated Mr. Stern on his announcement to run for governor and told him to be sure to visit Watertown and the Thousand Islands. It's called publicity, you jackasses. The guy was smart. He was just trying to, drum up a little.
The area mentioned on a radio show?
Well, the Thousand Islands area is supposed to be an area where people are supposed to stop off, a little bit of a resort thing, things to see. So the guy was trying to get him some publicity. I don't know. Some guy named Mark Gibo was traveling in Albany area and heard me discussing the letter from Mr. Graham.
And what did Mr. Gibo do?
Mr. Gibo reported that Mr. Stern's sperm spent 20 to 30 minutes talking about Watertown.
That's a bad thing.
Well, I guess Mr. Graham was the guy who, not Mr. Gibo. Mr. Graham is the guy who, I don't know. I can't follow these names. But anyway, so the guy got in trouble for writing me a letter saying, why don't you come to Watertown? I thought that was particularly funny.
When do you wind up not getting into trouble? All your life you're in the principal's office.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, when can you do something spontaneous and not worry about getting into trouble?
When you were a kid, you thought, man, I can't wait to be an adult because then I can do anything I want.
Yeah, you can't.
There's no time in life like that.
Yeah, everybody just goes nuts. Here's a lady who says, thanks for, I was laughing my ass off today when you told the story about Baba Booey riding the subway with the crazy rapping black chick.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't actually a Baba Booey riding the subway. Wasn't it a gorilla? I don't know who it was.
I can't remember who's the subway story that was.
Someone here was on the subway next to some young black lady who insisted on rapping.
Right.
And she was rapping, and all the white people on the train were afraid to tell her to stop.
Yeah, she was sitting next to this little old white lady, and you knew the little old white lady didn't want her rapping.
Yeah, because if you turned and, on the subway, not to tell a black girl who's sitting there screaming at the top of her lungs, not to tell her to shut up. Was that you, Fafa?
Yeah, and the key is that every other word in the song was the F word.
Oh, the F word. Yeah, that was good.
Or the mother F word.
This lady says, I'm a white woman who rides the train regularly, and I always encounter the angry, delirious black woman.
The same woman?
Well, a type. I feel trapped inside the subway car, and it's scary. On one occasion, this black girl was sitting next to me on the train, and she began yelling how she was going to smoke all of the Snow White people on the train.
Oh, dear.
I just froze. Then she got up cursing out all the white people on the subway car. One guy told her to shut the F up, and he was black. Then she turned on him, saying he was a traitor and a crossover wannabe honky, and then they started fighting, and all the white people were happy and relieved for a minute at least, because it is...
Her attention was off them.
Yeah, right. It was like, whew. Thank God. She says, well, Howard, Baba Booey, thanks for making me laugh. See, that's the reality. Everyone sits there and talks. The reality of living in New York is you're on a subway every day where the racial tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
It's not even just the subway. I remember being in a movie theater. See, I don't even go to the movies at night because that's when everybody comes out.
Everyone gets crazy.
So you're in a movie theater, and these people will start talking, and, they don't even have to be near you. They're talking so loud, and it's not even like talking to the screen. They're having a conversation about their lives.
I know.
In the middle of the movie theater.
It's not even about the movie.
At the top of their lungs.
Yeah. Hey, man.
You know what happened to me today?
Yeah, it's almost like they're daring you, you whitey, to say something.
So if you scream out something, like, shut up.
Oh, that's it. Because that's really what they want you to do. They're provoking you.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that happen. Somebody would say, shh.
Hey, man, I got a right to be in this theater, man. You just say it.
That would be a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
You get cursed out.
Yeah. Shut up, you white MF. And Rob is black. It's unbelievable. I don't know why people even go to the movies. People say, well, it's a great experience, big screen.
Yeah, it would be.
I said, yeah, it'd be a great experience if no one else was in the theater. I said, if I got to sit there with some nutcase, she's going to start screaming, turning in.
You think you go to New Jersey? That would be a nice place to go see a movie.
Is that where you go now? You go all the way to Jersey?
No, you did one time go over there to see what it was like over there.
Right.
Well, on a Saturday night, the guys all get into their cars, and they have these sound systems now with the 5,000 speakers and the 10 million amps. And they run around with all the windows down, and they just cruise around the parking lot while you're standing in line waiting to buy your ticket, playing this really offensive rap music.
Yeah.
Like Kill Whitey rap music.
Here's a guy who writes me a letter about Larry King. Let's see if this was any good. I've been hauling this stuff around, so it must be good if I'm carrying it around. Here's a dude who's a room service waiter in a downtown hotel. This guy claims he worked in the Trump Plaza Hotel at 59th and 5th, right across from us. I waited on Larry King once in 1990. I served him breakfast. He came to the door in his underwear, dingy, dirty underwear.
Oh, stop.
With those white, ashy legs. And no tip. He says, I laughed.
It was an honor to serve Larry King.
Yeah.
He needed tip.
Yeah. Larry King would have some shame and tip somebody. Then the guy goes into a long, drawn-out letter.
You sure it could be Larry King? He wouldn't, cover up?
Yeah, it was Larry King. He answered it. This is what this guy says. I don't know if it's true.
Trying to give Larry the benefit of the doubt.
Then the guy goes through a whole long... A lot of guys send me, evaluations of all the people on the show and who's talented and who isn't and, and who I should get rid of and who I should keep. It's unbelievable. I don't know if you feel like hearing that.
It's always interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. right, let's see.
Every once in a while. You don't have to do it every day.
Howard, I'm surprised he does not have a blonde white girl instead of Robin. I hope you do have small genitals. It serves you right. I'm very rude when I hang up on people, but it's also one of my funniest bits. The Channel 9 show was priceless. Okay. So the guy basically seems to like me. And P.S., no more of your daughters on the radio. Doesn't like when I have my kids on.
Yeah, people are so cruel.
Robin, first of all, you look better now with your braids, your horsehair braids, he says. You're very good looking also. I think it's very funny that you get mail sent to you, nigger quivers, with no address and still get it delivered.
Yes, I do too.
He hates your laugh. Okay. Jackie No Joke Martling.
Oh.
This guy says Jackie's horrible. He says you're a horrible stand-up comic, but the best laugh in the world. Stay with the show. You'll sink without it. All right. That'll send Jackie into a tailspin now. It's one guy. Hey, you're triumphant in Las Vegas.
Why'd
Don't
you have
feel
to
bad.
read that on the side?
Yeah, right.
He's got to look at that all weekend.
Who's that from?
He says, Fred. Here's Fred. He says, I almost forget him on the show, but great sound effects, Fred.
Oh.
All right.
Big Fred fan.
Maybe he doesn't realize you were a writer on the show, Jackie, and you write a lot of the material.
That's very possible.
That's right.
No, well, the guy said stay with the show. The stand-up.
He likes him, though.
Gary is a great sixth man. What is a sixth man? Sixth man. How many men are on the show?
He means 1/6 man.
Oh.
It's a basketball term.
Oh, I see. Like you're like the bench
utility player.
Right, utility player.
Good sub, yeah.
Stuttering John, you rat bastard. Good cast member. Can't believe he's got a record deal. All the interns are dicks. Best guests are Gilbert Gottfried, Andrew Dice Clay, Pat Cooper, Sam Kinison, rest in peace, Richard Simmons, and Kenneth Keith Kallenbach. Worst guests are Mr. T, John Wayne Bobbit, and Zsa Zsa Gabor. Good move having Billy West join the show. Keep it up. All right, so there it is. And then he sends me a naked picture of his girlfriend.
All right.
Oh, boy, she ain't bad. Take a look at this.
Yes, that on.
There it is. Here's a Jackie hate letter, a Fred hate letter. Another one's a Robin hate letter. Here's another Fred hate letter.
Uh-oh.
A Ronnie the limo driver hate letter.
Oh,
Come
dear.
on. Gotta hear that.
Dear Howard, you never talked about Ronnie the a-hole driver's appearance on the Vicky show. That guy's a freaking disgrace. That's what Ronnie limo driver was on the Vicki Lawrence show.
Yes.
I thought he did okay.
I thought he was fine. Vicky loved him.
That guy is a freaking disgrace, and you shouldn't be associated with him. He's a Guido wannabe from another era. He's like something out of Saturday Night Fever. He makes Joey Buttafuoco look contemporary. He really gives me the creeps. I picture him locked in his room wearing heavy gold chains and dancing to disco music. He came barreling out on the Vicky show with a chip on his shoulder the size of Robin's chest, and he was trying to act and talk exactly like you, but he's so stupid, he was so sarcastic and insulting, he had such an attitude, he really made a jackass out of himself. Vicky was clearly stunned. Like, what did I do to deserve this attitude? But she held her own with him and still acted gracious, obviously realizing he was an ignoramus. And he was just acting so snotty, like Vicky and the other guests were beneath his superior intellect and he couldn't deal with their petty conversation. It was so embarrassing to watch.
Aww.
I swear I was getting douche chills. Here he was, this guy who no one knew, a limo driver. They barely knew who you were because it was all old people. He's invited on a show to talk about his job. He was treated so well, and he's sitting there looking like a mafia hitman, being so nasty, practically laughing in their faces like a real wise ass. He's a low-class character, and he should be a regular on the Richard Bay Show or Morton Downey. I hate his guts, and I wish you'd rip every hair out of his back, one by one. A pox on his house.
What?
A pox. Like a curse. Signed, Joan Rivers. What do you think of that?
That's sad for Ronnie to get ripped so viciously.
Yeah, poor bastard.
Just one thing.
Ronnie every day says to me, how come I don't get any appearances? And I say, why? You appear somewhere. People write in hate letters. Here's a guy heard us making fun of Scott smoking, and it made him quit. So the guy quit smoking altogether.
It worked for him.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked on Scott yet.
All right, so how's that?
That's great.
Hey, people say our show doesn't help anyone, that we suck, that the show's worthless, blah, 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 blah. All right, Fred, I'll break in a second. There's a guy who had his leg amputated who says if it wasn't for us, he couldn't have made it through recovery, and that the show made the difference. What do you think of that?
Well, that's why we get up every morning, Howard.
Yeah.
For guys like that.
Here's another Fred hate letter. You can't seem to take it, Fred.
How do you mean? Go ahead. Is that 3? Or is it just 2?
Fred from Mars, you have the nerve to say the interns at the radio station can't call your wife princess.
Right.
Only
I stand behind that.
the crew there with Howard can call her princess because it's disrespectful. Fred from Mars, it's disrespectable calling John hero of the stupid. Howard can call him that. He's the boss, but you're a nothing, a hateful nothing who wants to be a stern so bad you kill me. You can tell the interns and Howard what to do, but nobody can tell you, Fred from Mars, and your girlfriend, Princess. Well, Fred from Mars and Princess, you should be glad somebody wants to call her Princess because if she's marrying you, she's a nothing like you. This is signed Bill Cates, our production director. No.
I knew I didn't like him for a reason.
So keep making fun of John, Mars boy.
Mars boy. That's a new one.
Trying to wish and act like Howard. If it wasn't for Howard, you couldn't get married on a boat or afford anything. You wouldn't even be able to get married on Mars, where you need to be married.
That one I don't understand.
You don't laugh like Jackie and Robin.
That's true.
And Howard and Baba Booey and Nice Kind John. The only time you laugh is when you play the John tapes.
That's true. It got me down.
What is it?
Our guest is on the phone.
Well, she's not our guest yet.
Right.
This is a negotiation. I got to do this real quick, Fred, then I'll break.
What's this all about?
You ever see Ann Magnuson on TV?
Mm-hmm.
Remember she was on the Richard Lewis show?
Yes.
She's got a pretty good body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Gary says to me in the office yesterday, Ann Magnuson wants to come on. I said, absolutely not. So Gary says, wait a second. She will strip down to a see-through body stocking and wear 2 AIDS ribbons over her nipples. I said, well, that's close, because she's got a good body, but...
She's almost in, is what you said.
Why the ribbons?
Ann? Hello?
Yes.
A little shaky.
Hello.
Let me tell you something. That Richard Lewis show would have taken off if Jamie Lee would have wore a sexy outfit once in a while.
Yeah, well, they missed their chance there.
You're damn right, honey.
Maybe they let me wear more sexy outfits and be on more.
Oh, you wore sexy outfits. You did your part. You had a good body.
Well, we try.
Hey, listen, Ann, I don't want to interview you yet.
Okay.
I'm into having you down here, but you got to do better than a see-through body stocking, my darling.
I think I'm too old. I'm not going to stack up against your campaign workers.
Oh, I believe you would.
Oh, I don't know.
What are you wearing right now, honey? Are you rubbing yourself?
No.
Yes, you are. You're bad, aren't you? You have sexual feelings, don't you?
Yeah. Well, especially when I heard Richard Lewis's voice.
You must be horny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to wear down here? You want to wear like a body stocking? I saw you on TV. You got a hot body.
Well,
I'm interested in seeing you...
More naked?
Yeah. Why the body stocking? I mean, if we're going to do it, let's...
I don't think, because I haven't been going to the gym very often now that I've been in New York.
You should see me. I'm a mess. I'm not going to be that crazy.
Actually, I saw you on the cover of the book. You look pretty,
Yeah, I know.
I actually want to know who your trainer was.
John Basile.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here in New York?
If he could get me into shape, he could get anybody into shape.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You got to wear something a little better than that.
I don't have anything better than that.
Yes, you do. How about you wear, like, just panties? I mean, you're a celebrity, so I don't see you taking your panties off.
Oh.
Right, yeah, Robin, that would be too much to ask.
I don't want to be a part of this negotiation.
Oh, come on.
Howard, the bodysuit is a fishnet, is that correct?
Yeah, it's fishnet.
Does that cover everything?
Yeah, top to bottom fishnet.
Can you pretty much see through it?
Plenty of holes in it.
Right.
Yeah, you can see through it.
Does it have holes in it?
Are you going to be wearing panties underneath it?
Yes, I have to do that. Oh, come on.
Come on. Not many people know who Ann Magnuson is.
Well, that's true.
And then for me to have you on makes no sense unless you're doing something that makes it have sense.
Yeah.
Right, Robin?
I told you I'm out of it.
Maybe you ought to give Ann a long list of all the other celebrities who have come in here and gotten topless.
Okay, all right.
Like Sally Kirkland came in and got topless.
Oh, Sally Kirkland, she'll get topless at the drop of a hat.
All right, Demi Moore was topless in here.
Oh, no, I doubt it.
Yes, she was.
The woman from the Go-Go's came in here and got nude for PETA.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Which one was that?
Jane Weedland.
Yeah.
Oh, uh-huh.
Jane was nude. And tell her who else.
I'm trying to remember who else.
Okay, let's think. Over the years, many. Ann Margaret was in
well,
here naked.
you're really making a good case if you can't even remember, Gary.
No, because there's just so many.
How about when Joanne Woodward came in and was naked?
Margaret Thatcher?
Margaret Thatcher.
It's not. I'm telling you, it's not going to be that thrilling.
You mean you're going to wear panties? I've seen your body. It will be thrilling, believe me.
She's tight.
You're tight. You're tight and you got a big chest.
I was tighter a few months ago.
All right, here's what I suggest. How about you wear a dress with no top?
A dress with no top.
Like a mini skirt, mini skirt, topless.
But I have to wear the AIDS ribbons.
Okay.
Wear them on your shoes.
All right, I see what you're saying. What?
It's earrings.
Yeah. Now, wear the AIDS ribbons. You want to put them strategically on your chest?
Yeah.
But you'll be in a mini skirt, topless, with the AIDS ribbons. Okay, I'll go for that.
Yes, I can tell people about this benefit I'm doing.
Okay, fair enough. What time can you get here?
Can you be here by 9?
She sounds nervous.
I don't blame her.
Come on, you know we'll have fun. You know I can relax. I'll give you a little rub down.
I know. I'm just, the thing is, I've seen all the other babes you have, and, I'm not that.
You're wrong.
Back.
You're wrong. You are.
I'm only a
Let
34B.
That B is fine. Oh, you're only a B?
Well, actually, Lily St. Cyr told me I was really a C.
No, you're a C. I've seen you on TV. You come down here.
Okay.
Come down here and promote.
Okay. Can I promote?
Yeah. When you come down.
All right.
I'll let you plug.
Put Ann on hold and I'll give her all the details.
All right,
well, tell Richard hi.
Who, Richard Lewis?
Is he still on the phone?
No, he's not on the phone. Oh, yeah, sure. He's going to be naked, too. No, we were just talking
God,
about
I don't know if I want to see that.
Ann?
What?
I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Hold on. That was a good negotiation. How'd I do on that, boys?
Very good.
I didn't think I'd get her top off.
I think you can do better once she gets here.
Oh, yeah, I'll get the panties off for sure.
Easy.
I'll have her hanging from the rafters. But you see, you got to have a starting point.
I think she's a tease.
A lot of people want to know how to negotiate. And now you just were given a lesson in negotiating. That's how you negotiate. Mind you, she was going to come in here in a body stocking with panties on. Now she's coming in a micro mini skirt. With topless. With only those two stupid ribbons.
Did you say micro mini?
Yes.
Micro mini.
Oh,
I don't
let me
know
wait
that
a
he
second.
Double check.
And micro mini skirt.
Micro mini.
Hello?
And micro mini skirt. It's Howard again.
Micro mini skirt.
Micro mini.
I think I have one in my.
Yeah, I know you do. And high heels, spikier the better.
Oh, I got some hot boots.
Do they cover your legs?
A little bit.
Do you have high heels?
Yeah, I got some.
Okay. High heels, micro mini skirt.
Micro mini.
The micro mini skirt is basically a belt. All right, I'll see you in a few.
Yeah, I'm doing all this to find a cure for AIDS.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a good cause.
It's a good cause. It's a good cause. You come down here. You come down here, and we'll talk about it.
Can I get waxed in time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll wax you. Jackie has a waxing parlor right here on the floor.
Oh, how convenient.
Hold on. Micro mini skirt. Gary, pick her up again. He'll keep her hanging for an hour. There you go. That'll cure my AIDS. When I see that outfit. That was a good negotiation.
You should have negotiated to the guy that got his ass beat.
Yeah, that caning guy. I could have gotten him off. I could have gotten him on a kibbutz in Israel.
I would have had him in a miniskirt.
He'd have been caned in a miniskirt, micro mini.
Yeah. I would have gotten him 20 more caning, man. You know why I feel bad? I don't feel bad for this kid. I know, I got to take a break. I don't feel bad for this kid who got caned because, first of all, Singapore justice is fantastic. I don't blame those people. We are certainly in no position.
You don't consider the president's opinion that the boy, it was questionable whether he was guilty.
He was guilty.
And how his confession was extracted.
Let me just say something. Let's look at the big picture. We are in no position here in America, especially in New York City, to tell the Singapore government how to handle crime. We are so blown out with crime here. It's not. We accept now when people are murdered, it's not even in the newspaper. That's how outrageous this is. It used to be a murder was a big case. We have people murdered 20 people were just murdered while I talked to Ann Magnuson about taking her clothes off. So, and it doesn't surprise me that President Clinton thinks that kid's innocent. He thinks everyone's innocent. So listen, here's the point. This form of justice certainly works. You go to Singapore, nobody vandalizes cars twice.
No, you don't
it's
see
the end of
anything
it.
written on anything.
You bet. You vandalize a car, you got to be insane. You murder someone over there, you're really insane. So the point is, that we are in no position to tell them. But this kid is going to get 4 whacks on his ass, which he got. He's going to come over to America. There's going to be talk show appearances. There's going to be money. There's going to be a TV movie of the week.
Yeah, somebody said he'll be a millionaire.
Yeah, let me say something. I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't watch this kid on any friggin' show they put him on.
All right. Say it now.
I am telling you.
Going to look.
You look, and then you'll tell me about it. Unless he's going to show his ass, I ain't interested. The world's most famous ass. That's what this kid is. He's a nothing. He's a nobody. And that's that's another reason we have a lot of crime in this country. Everybody you see who commits a crime has got a TV movie of the week. It's unbelievable. We're the only country that glorifies maniacs. So I couldn't give a rat's ass about this kid. The kid I feel bad for is his accomplice. They showed this kid, he's 20 times skinnier. He's getting 12 canings. He's getting 12 canings. And this kid, no one's going to be interested in him. He's not American.
No government's coming to his aid.
Oh, he's going to be a mess. 12 of those canings.
Well, they said something like, I forget how many people they said were caned the other day.
Yeah.
And they don't know. Usually it's the guy who has the least amount of lashes who has to wait for everybody else to get done. So
That's good.
To watch.
Yes, psychological torture.
Everybody else gets it.
Great.
And they really didn't know what order Michael went in.
You don't think they took it easy on his ass just to make sure that nothing went too wrong?
Well, I would think that would be wrong.
Yes. Oh, me too.
If you're going to cane him like you'd cane everybody else.
Cane him. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
Wait a minute. I just want to say that nobody has made one bit of stink about the hooker in Iran who got 80 lashes.
Wow. Lashes.
Yeah, they flogged her. Nobody said a word.
Nope. That's a good movie of the week right there. Hey, we got to take a break. We're running far behind. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Thank you. Well, this is a momentous occasion, Robin.
What is happening?
Well, it's been 5 years and 3 months. It's our 5th year anniversary. Tiny Tim has not appeared on this show for 5 years.
2989. February 9th of 89 was his last appearance.
I didn't realize it had been that long.
Tiny walked out angry at me, but there's been a bit of a reconciliation, I would say. I think a full reconciliation.
It's been very slow coming. You know, it was a step at a time.
Yeah, we kept calling Tiny. Tiny was always one of the best guests. Guy's got a lot to say. But he abandoned us because evidently I had stepped over the line. But Tiny came in today. He said, tell Mr. Stern he can talk about anything.
Really?
Yeah, I think what had got me in trouble the last time.
He's an open book now, huh?
What got me in trouble the last time with Tiny was I brought up Jesus.
Yeah, you used the Lord's name in vain or something.
I thought Tiny was a Jewish guy. I didn't know. I don't know what the hell. I didn't know anyone got that uptight about it. But it got bad. There was a big argument on the air. It was great radio. But I never thought Tiny would stay away for 5 years. Did you?
No, I thought we had calmed him down because we talked to him after and tried to apologize.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Didn't want to lose him. Hey, where's Tiny? Tiny, how you doing? 5 years since you've walked through that door.
Wow.
5 years, Tiny.
Good morning.
Unbelievable.
Oh, thanks. Well, thanks for having me again.
Oh, of course. What do you mean? We wanted to have you for a long time. That's Tiny Tim, everybody.
Yeah, it's you who weren't coming.
Thanks.
You know, Tiny, sometimes, I get mad at Johnny Carson sometimes. I know you're very grateful to Johnny Carson, but I get mad at him sometimes because, like, when you were at the height of your popularity, you were selling millions of records. How many records did you sell?
First of all, Mrs. Stern, it's so nice being on your show again.
Oh.
Yeah, he'd like to say hello.
Oh, okay.
And thanks for having me. I just want to say you can say anything you want. You know, in 1989 when I said, that I had that homosexual affair, those things can happen. And I just thank Jesus Christ for his blessings. But, I just said the truth so fast that I was wondering, if I was wise or not. Right. But it's always best to tell the truth. And, like Hebrew National Salami says, I have a higher source to answer to.
Hey, let me tell you something. Tiny is all man. I've seen this guy. Here, let me explain what Tiny's talking about.
Yes.
Tiny's all man.
Get the whole thing.
I see Tiny's married a bunch of women.
Yeah.
This guy's had sex with some of the most beautiful. If anyone is
women.
No homo, it's Tiny Tim. Loves women.
Testify to that.
In fact, who does he show up with today? May I say?
Oh, yes.
From our New Year's Eve show, the Sunday woman, Miss Vanessa Warner.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
And she is wonderful.
How'd you hook up with her?
Well, I'll tell you, after your fabulous show on New Year's Eve, and thanks for having me on, because somebody pointed out from the Vicki Lawrence show afterwards that that the 2 highest ratings of Marriage and your show. I was happy to be on 2 highest ratings ever on the video show and your great video show and the Mr. Carson show.
Right. And let me I'm going to get back to the Johnny Carson point in 1 minute because I see things differently than you do. I'll make it so you hate Johnny. Anyway, so the thing is, Tiny had left the show after 5 years, and Tiny today very graciously said, talk about anything. Tiny had felt that I had gone overboard that day in 1989. Right, Tiny?
No.
When I brought up the homosexuality. Tiny had one stupid experience where it was hardly an experience at all, and I kept harping on it. Tiny felt I was harping on it, and I didn't realize he was
just reading his book.
I was reading his book, and Tiny didn't want to give the impression that he was like some, flaming homosexual or something. This is a guy who's all man. He's probably hung like a fire hydrant. Am I correct, Tiny? Seriously. The ladies know.
You're not correct there.
Right. Really, I'm not? I always picture you as a large man. Sure you want me to talk about anything?
But I will say, I will say, in all fairness,
go ahead.
what the Claridge Hotel says, smaller is friendlier.
That's right.
No, really, no. I really, but I honestly, but I basically know what I got. But the thing is, but thank you for your nice words there.
Thank you.
And also, I was going to say that, so I was grateful to be on 2 of the highest rated shows ever.
Thank you. But let me get back to it. Let me fill people in, yes. So anyway, so then we got over that, and then Tiny got upset about it. Tiny's a very religious guy. Loves Jesus more than anyone.
The biggest sinner in the world I am. Yeah. I need help, though.
You're not a sinner. Why are you saying you're a sinner?
Everyone's a sinner.
Tiny thinks it's sinning if even if he has sex with a woman before marriage.
Of course it's a sin if you believe what Tiny believes.
Tiny, that ain't no sin. Believe me. Nowadays, that's not a sin. You're not a sin. Why are you a sinner? Why do you say you're a sinner?
Well, I constantly, as President Carter said, think of lust.
Right. And do you think that's sinning? Don't you think that's natural to think of women?
It's a natural thought that flows through, but I have to shove it off with my hand.
Really? Really? How many times a day are you shoving off?
I mean, the thoughts.
Oh, the thoughts. I see. Now, are you with Vanessa Warner?
Are you an item?
Miss Warner, no.
I mean, is she your girlfriend?
No. Here's what. Thanks for reminding me what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
After your show, she was very heartbroken that she didn't win.
Yeah, and you loved her. I mean, you thought she was great.
I really believe she should have won.
Right.
She came up with originality. She was with the whipped cream there.
I was shocked that she didn't win.
But wait a minute, Tiny.
I thought that the judges were wild for her.
Saying you thought she should win, you gave her the same amount of votes as you did some of the other contestants.
Yeah, like the girl who won, you gave 5 points to, and you gave Vanessa 5 points.
Yeah, it was a tie, from what I wrote down.
Right.
But I believe if the other one of them should have won, she should have won.
Right. But I'm just surprised. So you liked them almost both equally, but you like Vanessa a little more.
Yeah, because I thought. Here's why.
Right.
Because I thought that she was original in the way she presented her act.
I see. So I'm surprised you didn't give her more than. Well, why didn't you give her more points than the other girl?
Because at the point I didn't know if she was in the race anymore.
I see.
And so I was using the other girl as second best.
I see. Face it. Who knows what? Tiny was out of control. Now, he gave Robin 5 points.
Yeah.
And Robin wasn't even in the contest, right? Tiny didn't want to offend anyone. Now, I think the woman who won is very beautiful, but I knew that you really liked the Sunday girl. I thought that maybe you would have gone a little more.
You were very upset that she didn't win.
But you're saying after
second after Miss Warner.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying that after the contest, you needed to console her.
Well, no, I met her there.
Yeah.
I met her at the end, and I told her, I think you should have won, and I voted for you, and she was very appreciative of that fact, and she was nice.
You took her back to your hotel?
No.
Really?
No,
so you haven't slept with her?
No.
Oh, you haven't? You would like to?
Oh, I beg your pardon?
You would like to?
Well, in marriage, these things are proper.
Right. Would you like to marry her?
Who wouldn't want to marry her?
She's here with you, I know.
Yeah, well, she's a wonderful woman. Any man who marries her would find a gem.
Really? But she has not expressed any sexual interest?
Oh, no.
I mean, you're a big star. I mean, certainly that she might be attracted to stardom. And
Well, the thing is, any time that I can help her, to be seen, it's a thrill.
Really?
Remember, I gave Helen Reddy her first big break.
You did?
In 1970, when I had her appear with me in Vegas at the Fremont Hotel for a week and a half, and the same with Paul Williams.
So when you were at your height, Johnny Carson put you on. You had your wedding on there and all that kind of stuff. The second that he sensed that your record sales or something were slipping, boom, he cuts you off. Never seen again. What kind of pal is that?
All right. Before I even answer that, I just want to get. I want to say, if I may, just to get this out of the way, tonight I will be playing tonight.
Oh yeah, I should plug you tonight at the Twilight Zone
in Long Beach at the Twilight Zone. Phone me to page 6.
Now, what are you going to be doing? You going to be doing some of your songs?
Some songs down memory lane, and some rock songs with Mr. Michael Marlowe's orchestra, and some other acts there. So thanks for letting me mention that.
Right.
Going back to the Carson thing now, it is human nature,
right,
that when you're up there. The world wants it. When you're not, you have to try again and go back to the minor leagues.
Right.
And so, while it is true, there is a point from human nature, after 1969, and I started slipping again, that I had to go back to the minor leagues and try to make it again.
Right, right.
And so, I don't have any...
Did Johnny help you a little bit? Or what? He only uses you up and he throws you out?
For him.
No, but I didn't ask for any help. I wouldn't want him to help me.
Really?
In fact, the managers I had at that time, one of them, may rest in peace, Roy Radin, who died, asked him, and he gave me 2 shots in 74 and 79, and I didn't want him to ask him then. I mean, I said, if I have to make it on my own, and then he'll use me again.
Right.
In this business, you're as good as your last hit
record.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's Tiny, a good judge of what show business is about.
Johnny did give him some shots.
Yeah.
2 shots.
Now, what are you doing now? You moved out of New York City?
Yeah, 74 and 79.
Yeah, what do you do? Sorry.
Oh, no, it's right. But after 79, he never used me again, because I rolled on the floor when I did Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Right.
And a belly button showed, and that was the end of that.
Wait a second, let me get this straight. You were on the Carson show. You did Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Well, and I rolled on the floor.
You rolled around on the floor in other words, to get into it, like a dance move.
Absolutely. Mr. Letterman was on that show.
Right.
He was a guest at the show with Tony Randall in 79.
Everyone must have been stunned because you had never done any dancing to your music before. This was probably a first.
Well, I was just rolling on the floor, and my belly button showed.
And you feel that the sexiness of that, because it was taboo to show your belly button, turned off Johnny?
Well, I didn't mean to do it. It's just that the shirt slipped. I only saw it on the rerun afterwards. I think Mr. Cordova gave me a tough look.
Freddie Cordova.
It was a little bold for that show. But, as you know, you always play to win.
Yeah.
And basically, in 79, I had to do something.
Right.
And
you got a little carried away.
The crowd loved it, but nobody else did.
Wow.
He did it.
Wow.
But he's the one.
Now, you would think that would be a showstopper.
Yeah.
I mean, Tiny doing something new.
Rolling on the floor.
Yeah, it's the first time you've probably even done a rock song on there.
That's right.
Yeah. Well. And you didn't have LSD for breakfast that day? It wasn't like something was wild? Or
I never touched
You never touched drugs? Never did drugs ever, right?
No, never did. Only the only thing I do is drink beer.
Right, I know. You like, in fact, I saw you out there drinking an ice draft. Do you like the product?
Not only
What do you think of that product? It's good, isn't it?
I love the I like the ice beer, but I love Molson's ice.
Is that right?
Are you sponsored by Bud?
Well, yes, ice draft.
Well, they shouldn't feel too bad. They got a lot of great beers besides that.
All right. Well, there you go. Great.
I'm sorry.
No, Tiny. Now I noticed that you're very honest when you discuss products. One of the things, Tiny used to come on the show and discuss what he loved. I know you still love Aunt Millie's tomato sauce.
Yes, but I can't get it in Des Moines, Iowa.
You moved to Iowa. Tiny has an unusual eating regimen, and I even said to him, Tiny, you ought to endorse some of these products. He says, no, I would never endorse a product because I'm honest to a fault about what are good products. Mm-hmm. In fact, one of the companies wanted to send you some free product, I think, and you turned it down.
Yes, in fact, I thank you, Mr. Stern, for letting me be on your show all these times. I mentioned these things, like Bounty towels, and then I found a better one than that.
Better than Bounty?
Yes.
Did you get this in Iowa?
What are you doing now?
No, I got this here in New York and then in Iowa, too.
Right.
It's called Job Squad.
Job Squad.
Because, see, Tiny turned me on to Bounty. Now I'm going to have to go out and get
So you're saying that Bounty was your favorite towel. When you used to come on the show, you always talked about Bounty towels.
Right,
Tiny is a clean bug.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
You're
what was
cleanliness.
the cleaner he used to use all the time?
The cleaner that you used all the time. You special
was
Ajax?
it Comet or Ajax?
Oh, yes. Right now I like Ajax better because Comet made a bad mistake in taking the grit out of their powder.
Right.
And Ajax still has a little grit in it. Bonamie is great for polishing things.
I use that.
But every tub needs a scratch in it.
Needs a grit.
Sure, because otherwise you can't get, if I may say that word, the scum out.
Right. Please,
from the bathtub. And so basically, but right now I like Zud. Zud
is a product. Now, I've never heard of this product.
It's great. I like that better than both of them.
Now, Tiny really is a clean freak. You're one of those guys, you shower 5 times a day. You're always very clean, and you always oil yourself. And I always found his regimen fascinating. That's why I always loved to have Tiny on, because aside from being a great entertainer, the man has a regimen. He has
he was always just very clean.
He always was clean, and he was very open about his lifestyle in terms of what he ate. It was very fascinating.
Now, I seem to recall that the spaghetti that you used the Millie sauce on wasn't really cooked.
No, it wasn't spaghetti. He used it on seeds. Am I correct?
No, I drank it from the bottle.
Right, you would drink the Aunt Millie's directly.
And also, it was very good. It had no sugar in it. I can't get it, in Des Moines. However, right now, I will. Ragu has come out with a pretty good, good tomato sauce. Has seeds in it that you can chew, and also it has, if it's a real good one, it has tomato peels in it that you can chew as well.
Let me get this straight, Tiny. You moved to Iowa. You got sick in New York. You said, I got to slow down. I'm going to move to Iowa. Now, in Iowa, do they all recognize? They must recognize you in Iowa.
Well, I didn't get sick in New York, Mr. Turner. Just that my new management was out there, and they paid for everything for me to go there.
Because it's an unusual move. I mean, Iowa's not the show business mecca that it once was, a lot of people try to get out of Iowa to get into show business.
But I love Des Moines.
Was it a retirement of sorts?
No, I could never retire.
No.
I've been living off the edge since 1970. Right. But it's just that they took care of everything. The finances ran out here, and basically, I live in a lovely hotel in downtown Des Moines.
He always lives in a hotel.
You always live in a hotel. Right. Now, why not invest some money in like here you're going to be at the Twilight Zone tonight in Long Beach. You get paid, you invest a little, you got money, you take a little of that money and maybe buy a little place out in Iowa or something.
Oh no, I've been every job pays the rent since 1970.
Right. So you live from hand to mouth, right?
Oh, so here
you didn't sock away any of the dough when you sold it?
I never saw it.
Really?
My 68, 69, I was managed by Roy Silver. Same with Mr. Cosby. I wish someone would ask Mr. Cosby these questions as to what happened when he robbed Mr. Cosby's money. Mr. Cosby had to make it back again from 1972.
You're saying that you accuse your manager of taking all the money?
Well, I hate the word accuse. It's just that he just manipulated it wrong, and basically
all gone. Never saw a dime.
Right.
Wow, that's sad. That's horrible.
Well, it is.
How do you live with that? Does it drive you crazy?
Well, thank Jesus Christ for His blessings for the spiritual strength, but it's just but I had to have the strength to go on, and I remember great ball players, from Eddie Stanky to Maury Wills, a
lot of the black guys, boxers,
Billy Martin,
right,
who hustled and hustled.
A lot of black guys.
A lot of black guys, like Billy Martin, yes,
and picked themselves up again and started again.
And that's how you felt. You said, "Hey, look, I got to go." But the odds of making it in this business are very rare. Even the most talented of people, it's very difficult.
It's a crapshoot.
Oh.
Well, listen. As luck would have it, he didn't steal your ukulele, so you're still in business. Am I correct?
Yeah, but the world knew about that since 1970,
right.
And Miss Vicky did. But I've been fortunate to get work all the time.
And then you had all those marriages. That had to cost you a bunch of bucks, right?
Well, I'll answer that.
Yeah.
First of all, and my Mr. Knight, my Glenn Knight, my agent,
right,
was very fortunate to get me back. And you were very nice to have me in that wonderful New Year's show.
Yeah, no problem.
And basically, thank you. And so basically, they've always been getting me work there, with Headline Talent and all the rest. And thanks for that show again, because I got a couple of jobs.
Good. And when you went, but what I'm saying, when you got married each time, you had to pay out alimony, or you had to give away some of your fortune, right? I mean, even no matter how much you had left, right?
Well, no, Miss Vicky was so happy to get out of the marriage. She just left.
You're right. Now, you're married now, right?
Well, the second one, Miss Jan, another beautiful girl.
Because I see her. Now, the second one was not the one at the pay-per-view event, was she?
Yes.
Oh, that was Miss Jan?
Yeah.
Now, Miss Jan, very beautiful woman.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, right. Miss Jan was there with you.
Yes.
And she's on the videotape, as a matter of fact. Yeah. You see her sitting there next to Tiny at one point backstage, and the thing is that, I don't know, are you two together, or is it over?
We're together in name.
In name only.
What happened?
What the hell went wrong this time?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Beautiful woman. And she hangs around with you all the time.
She seems to be into you, Tiny.
Well, she's wonderful.
She even called, doesn't she want to come down here today?
She's coming down.
She's coming down.
She said she would.
So it seems to be friendly. I mean, you see each other.
Well, she has the most greatest mind of any woman I've ever met who is beautiful.
Right.
A lot of beautiful women, you know, the mind is vacant. We all have our talents.
Right.
But the thing is, this is a gigantic mind. However, my problem with her, and, you know, I told her behind her back, in front of her back, that basically I believe she's had affairs while we were married.
I see.
And
she was cheating.
I cannot take that.
Yeah.
And basically...
I don't blame you.
If she had told me before the marriage or during the marriage, this is the way I am, take me or leave me, then I would have said, well, thanks for your honesty.
You believe in faithfulness.
Absolutely.
Right.
But I also believe this. If I could fall in love with a woman of the night, someone I can meet on 42nd Street.
Well, a prostitute.
And it doesn't matter what their label is. It's what the heart is. And she can become the greatest wife. And you can meet a girl from Main Street and become the worst wife.
You're a romantic.
Well, I hope I can say
yes, absolutely.
And, you know, basically, and I can honestly tell you, Mr. Sherman's Quivers, and gentlemen here.
Mr. Jackie. It's all right. Mr. Jackie, right.
And
Mr. Martian. Yeah, right. You can call him Mr. Martian.
Mr. Martian. And basically, I can honestly tell you that, if she would have told me the way she was, I probably would have taken it.
You would have accepted it. You would have accepted it. But to have a surprise like that all of a sudden, wait a second, it's a surprise. Yeah, poor Tiny. You can't even find love. Can't find the right love.
Was it only
last night?
Men?
Last night.
You did find love last night? Who did you find?
I have it right here. I can't mention the name because this one. But she was so nice to go out with me last night.
Yes.
And she poured this bottle of beer.
Yes.
In my glass, and I keep the bottle for her.
Wow.
Miss Julia.
Really? You met a girl?
You met someone last night.
Miss Julia. Are you going to ask her out on a date?
Well, only she wants to go with me again.
Right. Well, I'm sure she will.
She has my number.
Hey, Tiny's going to be at the Twilight Zone tonight. Now, you want to see a show, you go to Long Beach tonight at the Twilight Zone and let Tiny entertain you.
Yes.
And, Tiny, let me take a break here. And then if you would, stay here because there's so much I need to know about, what you're eating out in Iowa, all the new products you're using. People really haven't heard from you in 5 years on this show, and they certainly want to hear all of this.
Am I wrong? Did you really not eat uncooked spaghetti?
Oh, I couldn't eat uncooked spaghetti, but it was it was about 7/8 uncooked. In other words, I could chew the grains. It was very, very firm.
There's a whole tiny thing. I want to know. I mean, there's so much to know.
Congratulations on your governorship.
Thank you, Tiny. I know you ran for mayor of New York, and I hope to get in. That's all I can say. All right. Anyway, hey, let me take a little break here. Let me tell you about a movie first of all. You got a video player out there in Iowa?
No, but I can get one.
You can get one.
Yeah.
Well, I suggest you rent a movie that I liked. Now, I don't know how I mean, you might be very particular about movies. Maybe you don't like violent movies or something like that. I don't know, Tiny. I say the more violence, the better. Nothing wrong with seeing that in the cinema. Now, I rented this movie that I recommend to you. It's called The Perfect World. Have you heard of this?
Very lightly.
Mr. Clint Eastwood directed it. And
how could you have rented this?
What?
How could you have...
Well, I say I rented it so I can relate to the people. It was sent to me by the movie company.
Because it just came out.
All right, but just pretend. Oh, come on, will you? Doing a commercial. Oh, Tiny, explain show business to Robin, will you?
Either you get looks or a mind.
All right.
I'm very vacant.
You're vacant up there with all the good looks. She is vacant. She's one of those vacant, good-looking people.
Let me tell you, if I may, without flattering anyone, Miss Quivers is a lovely woman.
Oh, I think
really is.
Her charms do not escape any man.
If I may say, that's the most underrated forgetfulness in the years when I've seen her.
Yes, always.
Very lovely woman.
I don't know if you're a breast man, but anyone who is would certainly marvel at her two beautiful... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And if we're sinning, then sinning ain't wrong. Am I correct?
Of course it is.
Of course it is. Anyway, let me just tell you, Tiny, I want to recommend this to you. Do you watch movies in your hotel room?
Very rarely. The last movie I watched was, I had to see this movie, Indecent Proposal.
Yes, now. How do you like that Demi Moore, huh? Oh, yeah. Now, what would you do to her? You would sin, right?
No, I would.
Yes.
I would just be grateful I'm with her.
Yeah. Tiny, you make sex so dirty. It's unbelievable. Let me tell you about this movie. Did you see Robin's braids? You see she braids her hair?
No, I didn't see that because she has the ear.
In fact, some of the braids are made from Tiny's hair, actually.
Yes,
Tiny donated some.
Tiny's hair.
Very, very sweet of you, Tiny. Let me tell you, Perfect World is Clint Eastwood directed Kevin Costner in this movie. It's a story of a guy who escapes from prison but would you say he has a heart of gold in a sense?
He's sort of like a nice guy, but a little bent.
Right. You got to see it. Clint Eastwood is very good in it. He has to chase down Kevin Costner, and you end up identifying a little bit with Kevin Costner, the criminal.
Yes.
It's just very well done. It's really good. It's got a lot of, and it's got a lot of good action. A lot of people getting shot and stuff.
A lot of chases.
A lot of chases. This kind of stuff. You would love it, Tiny.
Well, I did see, come to think of Mr. Chairman, Mr. Jerry.
And Mr. Marshall. Mr. Marshall.
Definitely, I saw this one with Whitney Houston. He was in.
Whitney Houston.
Oh, the bodyguard.
Oh, what a voice she's got.
Yeah, she's
what
good.
What a voice.
Your voice is better.
No,
believe
never.
me. Believe me. Do you do that song at all, I Will Always Love You?
Listen, I want to kill us.
No, do you ever do I Will Always Love You?
I don't know that. Yeah, but
you don't know yet?
She did a great job in that picture, but so did he.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, in fact, he rubbed off on me. These things happen. So when I go to the movies in the old years, I used to sit alone, and sometimes these actors would rub off on me. And he rubbed off on me because
sometimes you come out of the theater, you feel like Kevin Costner. Am I correct?
Right,
yes.
Beautifully understood. And for the next few days, I was.
You were bodyguarding.
No, standing in the crowd and looking at everyone.
Right.
You know, like he was looking
like he did. Right. You become the character. Well,
what a voice she had.
Then you should rent A Perfect World. You will like it. You will like it.
Thank you.
I think Tiny's been living on Mars. I don't believe on Iowa. I don't believe it, Tiny.
Oh, it's so beautiful there.
You might have become an alien. You might have become an alien.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Well, is it your dream to move to Iowa, too?
Yes, that is my dream. I want to talk to you about my dream. No, it really is. I will talk to you about my dream when I come back. And Tiny will give us some more details of what he's been up to, because it's been 5 years.
Yes,
certainly a lot has happened.
Talk to him. It's true.
There have been various women in his life. There's been many things going on. And, of course, tonight, it all culminates at the Twilight Zone in Long Beach, where you can see Tiny. We'll be back.
The Howard Stern Show.
Jackie has a new CD out, Wild Comedy CD, $10, free shipping and handling. Price includes full color catalog. Call 1-800-323-5464. Friday night, May 27th. Will be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. For information and dirty jokes, you call 516-9221. Tiny Tim tonight at the Twilight Zone. Now, the Twilight Zone used to be called Page 6. They changed the name just today. And that'll be in Long Beach. Tiny will be there tonight doing a bunch of his songs. Maybe you'll actually do You Think I'm Sexy with Rolling Around on the Floor. People would probably like to see that. Think about it.
Thanks. Since when I was in New York, Mr. Stern, I heard your show. Right. It might have been 91 or 90 or maybe early part of 92.
At any point while you were staying away from the show, did you want to come on? Did you?
Sure.
You did, but you felt you had to stay away.
Yes. Oh, are you kidding?
Right.
You really felt you couldn't call us, and you...
I would.
He was mad at us.
I would even then, I would never bother you. Not like Johnny Carson. I mean, you know.
We kept calling you, though. You know.
Well, thanks for doing that.
Right.
And because you don't need me really, and I'm grateful.
No. I need you. Listen, let me tell you something. By the way, Tiny, as a tribute to our reunion today, is wearing the exact same outfit he wore 5 years ago on our last show together. Which, by the way, I can't thank you enough.
Well, I just want to say, I was in 1991 and 92. Cause I was hearing your radio shows anyway, but boy, Gary had hemorrhoids.
Yes.
I remember that very well.
Isn't that interesting that you remember that?
How that kicks out in your mouth.
And they stuck out of a lot of places.
And, of course, I had them, and I always clean the area with soap and water every time it happens.
Did you read my book?
Yeah, I bought it, yes.
Did you read about what? Did you read my advice about hemorrhoids?
No, I didn't see that.
Same thing as you.
I got it.
I said soap and water, only 3 wipes.
But here's my suggestions now.
Thank you, Tommy.
So first of all, the hemorrhoids, I bet you 10 to 1 that his diet consists of the normal diets from cheese to hamburgers to steaks. These things are like gum in an engine of a car. They can't come out. They have no fiber.
And there was too much pushing going on.
That's right.
Right. It's like giving birth.
Which can strain the veins.
Right.
My suggestion here is the diet has to be changed to beans, to apples, to all the raw fruits. Must stay away from any cheeses, eggs, and everything.
Yes. That's good advice.
And after the hemorrhoids after the stomach has a chance to only evacuate fruits and beans, which is great fiber.
I love medical advice.
And beans. Then he can cleanse himself not only with soap and water. Sometimes I put cream there and cleanse it off like the face, so it doesn't get too harsh. Very gently.
I don't want to think about Tiny putting cream there.
Cold
cream.
Yeah, that's right.
Really, cold cream?
That's right.
Are you kidding me?
Cleanse it with cream sometimes instead of soap and water, because sometimes there's little harsh with the acid of the soap.
Right.
But after that, and I don't want nothing from these people.
Right.
I'm waiving everything.
Right.
After it's all cleansed, after his diet comes back with raw fruits and
what is the product?
And beans. After it's all cleansed.
Yes. After it's clean.
Is evacuated from all.
Yes. Go ahead. Come on. This is a build-up. Yes. Yes.
I use Paizo.
Paizo.
That's P-A-Z-O.
You use your finger when you apply that, or
no,
what
very
is
gently.
Paizo?
Yeah, it's made by I think it's made by Bristol Myers. I'm not sure, or one of the companies.
Maybe that's how you lost your wife. Too much Paizo.
Oh, no. But it's after the system is cleansed.
Right.
I even use it. I have it no more, but I use it now, even like a cream.
What do you use that with? Do you put a finger count on?
Very gently on my fingers.
Really?
Very gently.
I don't want to think about it.
And as far as toilet tissue is concerned,
go ahead. What is
I always use Charmin.
Right.
Charmin, I don't want nothing with it. It's very soft, very gentle, very gentle, and you can always cleanse with witch hazel as well. Dickinson's witch hazel, the original one in the yellow label. And
look at the command of products this guy has.
I will tell you, these are great. The greatest thing that's come out.
Go ahead.
I want nothing from these people. Right. I don't want a commercial.
Right.
Because I found something
looking
else.
for payment. Right.
No money or anything.
Right. Go ahead.
Not a thing.
I won't insult you with money.
The greatest soap that's come out. I use it today. I haven't missed a shower since December 20th, 1989.
You missed a shower in 1989?
And on December 20th.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
It was a bad day.
It was a bad day.
But the thing is, I'm using Jergens body shampoo instead of soap.
Now, let me get this straight. Let me understand it so I don't get it wrong. You buy a bottle of shampoo.
It's called body shampoo.
Body shampoo.
By Jergens.
And you don't even use bars of soap anymore.
No more.
Use
except on the face.
You just use Jergens body soap and you
shampoo.
And you wipe this all over your body?
It's called Jergens body shampoo. It's like a soap. It eliminates all soap. It's so easy in the shower. 3 latherings a day, and it is the most greatest.
Tiny is one clean dude. 3 latherings a day. I can't see why anyone.
Well, that is why you see Tiny skin.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Well, yeah, we should go through Tiny's skin regimen. Tiny actually lotions. But, Tiny, if you're tight on money and stuff, it must be hard for you to buy all these lotions and shampoos.
I still work. I'm always working, so I can delve here and there. But definitely on the face, I praise the good Lord on oil of Olay.
Oil of Olay.
I have, right now,
You do have beautiful skin, if I may say so, Tiny. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Beautiful complexion.
It's true.
Yeah. Your hard work is not being unnoticed.
Not a blemish.
That's right. Not a blemish on you. God bless you.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
So being nearer 65, I get
you're kidding.
I get it through, and people say...
And Jackie, I told you Tiny was in his 60s.
Look, Jackie, look at you.
Yeah, Jackie. Jackie, you're in your 60s. You're going to cave in. Tell Jackie about this, yes.
And so definitely, I just want to say that I have 3 moisturizers on right now. Oil of Olay came out with a new renewal cream, which is unbelievable.
Right.
And I use that at night in the morning, plus the lotion, plus the sensitive skin oil of Olay.
Right. Now, you don't find all these chemicals on your face bother you? They're very. You say this helps.
Well, I cleanse at least 8 times a day with oil of Olay's pump cream.
Now, let me get this straight, Tiny, because you really devote most of your time to cleaning yourself.
Well,
I wonder when he gets time to work.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be in show business. He couldn't hold a regular 9-to-5 job. Seriously, you do a lot of cleaning all day.
Well, it's at one time 8 times a day.
You have a bit of a fetish, though, right? I mean, would you consider yourself a little bit obsessive the way you clean the tub and the clean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you've got a real condition there, right?
Same thing when I go out eating in clubs and restaurants. I always either carry a plastic fork.
Well, look at that. You got a plastic fork on.
Yeah. I ask for plastic utensils.
You have germ phobia.
Well, it's not in a way, but only because that so many people get colds. They eat the same metal spoons.
Right.
And it's not really washed. With plastic forks and spoons are sanitary.
Like I even noticed, like Robin kissed you hello. Did that upset you?
No.
But I've been careful not to shake your hand or anything. You know, I'm very careful around you.
Well, I was a little bit afraid. I didn't know whether I was doing the wrong thing.
This had nothing to do with sanitation.
When you kissed him, I almost went out of my mind. I said, "Oh, poor Tiny's got that oil Olay for the next 3 hours." You know what I'm saying?
Wonderful.
Really, it was.
Oh, she's wonderful.
Believe me, Robin doesn't get sick, so you're safe there. She's a very healthy girl.
She's wonderful. But
very regular.
But that's what happens.
No hemorrhoids.
Right. By the way, I got rid of my anal fissure just the way you said.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's what
it's in my book. It's in my book.
Oh, well,
it's all there. That's why it was
that book, by the way.
Top seller because I revealed these things.
And also because it was excellently written.
Thank you.
Whoever the writer was.
Well, wait a second. Whoever the writer was. You don't think I'm capable? Tiny, it's fine.
No. There was a ghostwriter you mentioned.
Not a ghostwriter. I had someone who helped me, and I described his role, Larry Ratso-Sloman, but certainly I wrote it.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because I had assumed that he had written that because he said that in the beginning of the book.
No, I said that Ratso collaborated with me and helped me put all my materials together and certainly assisted me.
Well, someone said in the book then that he wanted to write it the way you spoke.
No, I said that. That was me. That's all right. Hey, Tiny, listen.
That was great. Then it was written beautifully.
Thank you. Now, obviously, I didn't communicate it to you, though. I mean, you're not insulting me, believe me.
No, but it's very hard for me to absorb.
Now, let me get back to your life. I'm more fascinated by you, Tiny. And by the way, Tiny will be at the Twilight Zone tonight. Formerly Page 6, Robin, in Long Beach. It's going to be a big show. I'm going.
I wanted to ask Tiny about his hair.
Hair care? Well, we're going to get to that. First, I want to know about his regimen. In other words, you moved off to Iowa, right? Tiny Tim leaves New York, goes to Iowa. Put down that sign, Fred. I'm talking to Tiny. I'm going to learn things today. This man is oil of allaying 6 times a day. This is nothing to laugh at. You're out to Iowa. You live in this hotel. Now, the hotel cleaning staff probably never cleans the room to your liking. True? Let's be honest. They can't hear you anyway.
No, I would tell them they do a nice job, but naturally I don't expect perfection.
Right, but you expect perfection from your own cleaning.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to, after they straighten up the room, you have to clean it as well. Am I correct?
Yes, I will clean it, and before I go out of any hotel, at least I'll make sure it's clean before I go.
Right, and when you're in the hotel in Iowa, you got to make sure. I mean, you must have your own sheets. You don't let them wash the sheets.
No,
do you?
I don't sleep on sheets.
You don't.
My lights are always on. I never turn the lights off.
Now, why is that?
Well, I learned a lesson in Florida back in '85.
Bugs.
I looked up in a clean Holiday Inn. I looked up in the ceiling at 3 in the morning. There were beetle bugs on top of the ceiling. I haven't slept with the lights out since.
Really? So the lights are always on, keeps away any kind of bugs.
And no sheets?
No, I sleep on top of the covers.
Really? Tiny. Now this is fascinating. What do you sleep in? Do you have a dressing gown or?
Usually I should have pajamas.
Right.
But sometimes I don't, and sometimes I just wear a shirt, and usually I don't keep my legs covered.
Really? Now, why is that? Is there a reason?
Well,
let the air out?
It feels better.
It does. And you keep the room cool, air conditioned, or you fresh air?
I will use cold air sometimes, but I don't use any of these conditioners. I don't like the heat on either.
Right.
However,
you like to go with the elements.
But when I go to hotels,
you sleep with underwear on?
No,
never.
But usually I have to get pajamas. When I get, when I remind myself, I usually sleep with pajamas on.
All right, so then you keep the lights on, and you're in the hotel.
On top of the covers.
On top of the covers.
Right.
And that's the fascinating thing here. Why on top? Because
I don't have to make the bed, and also, it looks new, and also, sometimes I do sleep under the covers, but I got to make sure that, especially in hotels, small hotels, there's dogs. They let dogs in, and when that happens, if the dog sleeps on the same sheets and covers, what fleas they carry.
Right.
And so that's why in Carolina.
I never considered that.
Oh, yes. When there's dogs in hotels, you never know little mutts, whatever, that they can go right in the bed.
Animals are not meant to be in the house. Am I correct?
Well, they could be in a certain house, in your house, the dog house, but I mean, definitely not on the bed because they could carry worms.
Worms and fleas.
It happened in one hotel in Brooklyn in '75.
Where you got worms.
Oh.
Did you actually get a case of the worms?
No, but there was something in the bed, and they had to take the whole mattress off.
So you read about this, and you said, hey, look, I don't want this happening to me.
Oh, well, no, I was in the...
You were there?
It happened to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Unbelievable.
Wow, Tiny knows a lot of stuff, man.
Well, only through experiencing and going through that.
Yeah,
what is
being
it,
on the road, you learn all these things.
You know who just arrived here?
Who?
Mrs. Tiny Tim.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh.
I put her in the lobby because I didn't feel right putting her in with Ms. Warner.
Yeah. Now, what is it?
That was correct.
Tiny, you're here with Vanessa Warner, the beautiful
who looks
stripper.
lovely today. We haven't talked to her yet.
And your wife is here. Would it be bad? We haven't even gotten to her yet.
Right, yeah.
We might need a whole 3 hours with Tiny.
Oh, well, Mr. Gary, she could stay with her.
That's okay.
If she wants to stay with her.
And Tiny,
you don't want her on the air?
Oh, it's up to you.
I wouldn't mind. I'd be interested to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, maybe you can have a reconciliation here. Maybe you can straighten out their marriage.
Reconcile about because, it's still talking. But the thing is...
well, let me just meet her for a second. For a second. Do you mind, Tiny? And then we'll throw her the hell out of here so we can get back to you.
I think Tiny is saying the marriage is over.
The marriage is over.
Still friends.
Well, she told me that.
Is it?
She told me that.
Let me find out what's going on here. I don't... let me intervene.
I haven't had an affair with her since 89.
Is that right?
Really?
And she's still your wife.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't believe in divorce. If she gets a divorce in the state of New York, I'll have to give it to her.
Does she want the divorce?
She sure does.
Why won't you give it to her? Because you're religiously, you will not give a divorce.
Divorce. Once together, always together. Miss Vicky had the state of Jersey give it to her back in 77. Right. I couldn't afford to come back from Florida to contest it.
Right.
But you would have.
You sure would have.
You're damn right.
Even though she committed adultery on me, too.
I'll find out why she stepped down on you. Let me handle it. Consider this my favor. She's tough?
Oh, very careful.
Really? Very careful.
I wish I had that Bud Light now, but ice now.
Ice Bud.
You need something to calm you down.
Yeah, you need an ice. Bring in an ice ice draft. Would love an ice draft?
Yes.
Gary, bring in an ice draft. Will you? For Tiny, got to settle his nerves here. His wife's here.
His wife is real tough.
I don't want Tiny wigging out on me. Tiny, bring in an ice draft. Wow, you're hot. Boy, Tiny, man, she is hot.
Hello?
Wow. Oh, Tiny.
How have you been?
How are you doing?
Oh, kiss hello. Nothing wrong with that. Don't touch Tiny. Just clean himself. All right.
Do we have a chair?
No. Sit down. That's right. We'll get a chair. Now, I just want to do a quickie here with you. You're a very, very beautiful woman. There is no doubt.
Look at her micro mini.
Your your body is exceptional. Am I correct?
Who are you asking?
No, not Tiny. You.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm pleased.
All right, but the point is you married Tiny, and Tiny felt that you were with other guys behind his back. Is this true?
Tiny loved me.
He did.
So very much.
Love. He still loves you. Still loves you.
Tiny loves me so very much.
Right. There's your ice draft, Tiny.
Thank you very much.
He exaggerates his feelings of paranoia and fear of losing me, and he has been excessively jealous.
I can see why. She is a beautiful woman, Tiny. To hold on to her would be very difficult.
Well, I want to say to the point of almost losing his mind or making everybody around him lose their minds.
Well, he loves his wife.
You're saying Tiny was obsessed.
It was really a figment of his imagination.
Oh, I see. So you weren't cheating.
No.
Well, Tiny might have evidence. I don't know.
No, he
Tiny's an excellent man.
Couldn't have evidence.
So you mean you are still in love with Tiny?
I'm not really in love with Tiny now.
Right. But you couldn't convince him. You couldn't convince him that you weren't cheating.
That's right. And it was very destructive.
It was.
It ruined the marriage.
And I didn't understand him that well. We're going to be married 10 years on June 26th.
10 years?
That's right. We're going to have big anniversary parties all over town.
So you want a divorce from Tiny? Tiny doesn't believe in divorce.
We talk about it.
You do? Tiny, you would prefer to just stay married? You would?
It's very difficult.
I don't divorce anyone.
Still is.
You won't divorce anyone?
If she wants to divorce, the state of New York has to give it to her. I will contest it.
He still is very negative.
Well, he believes he's a very religious man. He does believe. I know this about Tiny. I don't say I know him well, but I do know that he believes once you are married, that's it. You are married.
Well, I respect him for that, and I feel the same way.
So you don't want a divorce?
Wait, Tiny, she's some knockout.
Miss Quivers is talking to her.
Tiny, she's some... Oh, that's it. Tiny, she's some knockout.
Oh, yeah, beautiful woman.
You two were lovers, Tiny?
I beg pardon?
You two were lovers?
Wait a second, I think he gave this to me.
Hey, that's right. Tiny, with her, you only would have sex to have children, true?
Well... Yes, but if she doesn't want to have any, as it happened in the marriage, then I can't go without nothing if I'm married to someone.
Right.
If I am married to someone, if I'm not married to someone, it's another story.
Right.
But if I'm married to someone and they don't want to have the kids, I can't say, well, go ahead, you deceived me, I'm going to get a divorce. But the thing is, I have to bear with it, but I can't go in a marriage without nothing. And so no matter what type, no matter how I'm pleased for a minute or two, it's like heaven. But only in marriage.
Oh, so now...
Robin, help me out here.
What he's saying is they did it.
Yeah, they did it.
Oh, yes. Oh, of course.
Wow.
Oh, I wouldn't ever... are you kidding?
I'll tell you something. What are you, a model or something?
I was a model.
God, look at you.
People ask me all the time if I still
But Tiny, you really know how to get babes.
Well, I praise the good Lord for the eyes of beauty. I met Elizabeth Taylor in 1947 when she was 15.
Yeah.
I praise the good Lord for the eyes of beauty. Just not to get off the subject, 1 second. Amy Fisher.
Yes. You were attracted to her?
A lot of people. Oh, I read her book.
Yeah.
I wrote a letter to her lawyer.
Right.
And to another thing with just Bobbit.
Stay away from both of them.
You wrote to Lorena Bobbit?
And to Miss Fisher's lawyer.
Right.
Saying that when I read her book, my story, just half of the book, of course it was terrible what happened to Mr. Butterfield's wife.
Right. Awful.
Unbelievable. But the thing is that she's a woman who is obsessed with one man.
But you don't want to. You don't want to get shot in the head. Stay away from her.
Oh no. But I just wrote that to keep going and to try to be a lawyer. I think she could be a lawyer, or she could continue with her art. That's all I did.
I see. Did you feel when you met Tiny? Was it love at first sight?
Oh, there definitely was a chemistry.
Really?
Yes. Our eyes met. It was very classic.
And then, of course, Tiny would not touch you until you were married.
Oh, he was a perfect gentleman.
Right.
And it was a difficult. It was a real find at the time.
Right.
Now, you don't think there's any way of resurrecting your love for Tiny?
Oh, there'll always be a dear love for him. Always. He's.
Yeah, I notice whenever he's around, you always come to see him.
He is my family, and so I don't think that can
ever change.
But
now, what do you have? A boyfriend or something?
Well,
you're living with a guy?
No, there's nothing like that.
Really?
No. The only thing is.
Were you a virgin when you met Tiny?
Just about.
Really?
We didn't do anything until we were married.
No kidding.
So. At this point, it seems as though I should get a life. I think he's in agreement of that also. It's been a very long time.
I say, Tiny, get back with her.
Yeah.
I tell you, she's hot.
You don't want to move to Des Moines, is that it?
Well, it's not a question of that.
You got to go with your man.
We talked about it, and the feasibility of me moving to Des Moines and
I don't see you in Des Moines. Not in that outfit.
The logistics and...
I see. So what are you doing now?
Opportunity isn't there.
So what are you doing now?
I'm involved in promoting clubs and special events for charity.
You are some hot number. I mean, Tiny, if you don't mind me saying about your wife, I don't want you wigging out on me, but
she is a beautiful woman,
right.
And it is difficult to live with me.
Right.
I mean, there's no doubt.
Was it hard for you? You couldn't be with Tiny?
Well, I'm pretty easy to get along with generally,
right.
And
was she allowed to share your room or anything? You like separate rooms, right? You wanted separate rooms.
Difficult. There's no question about.
You didn't like having separate rooms from Tiny?
Well, whatever he wanted was all right. I mean, the idea when you're with somebody is you want them to live their life and be happy. So you do what you can to adjust.
Sounds reasonable.
And get along.
She sounds reasonable here, Tiny. I don't know.
There were difficulties and things that would make it.
Did you sleep on top of the covers also? You did? Sounds like the perfect girl.
Well,
it was he doesn't recall it.
This is not testimony, but Tiny don't recall that.
Well, Miss Janet's a beautiful woman.
Right.
And definitely everywhere she goes, they look at her.
Now, have you been begging Tiny for a divorce? Was that it?
There are times that it's very difficult.
You would like a divorce.
Well, how often do you two talk to each other?
Seems as though
very rarely now.
Very rarely. But how did she know you were even going to be here today? How did you know that Tiny would be here?
We stay in touch.
Oh, you do stay in touch.
I told her that.
I see. So you happy to see her, or
yeah,
it's okay.
Happy to see her.
We used to talk all the time, every day, a few times a day.
Well, if I was Tiny, I'd hold on to you. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
let me tell you, man. I wouldn't lose you. She can make me happy. I'll tell you that. We wouldn't be on top of the covers. I'll tell you that. Right in the tub. You know what I'm saying?
That's just wonderful. It's just that. Wherever she goes, they look at her.
I think you got jealous maybe a little bit too, right?
I was very jealous.
The thing, always jealous.
Right.
I mean, I believe a man and woman should be jealous of each other, providing they can hold the line and not go to insanity.
Right.
I mean, there's got to be a passion. There's got to be a jealousy. Married couples belong together. There's no interference. Sure, I'd be looking. If someone even talked to her, I'd want to know who it is.
Right.
There is a validity for jealousy.
Got bad, huh?
In a marriage.
It was bad.
Destructive.
It was destructive. Yeah. Well, all right. So now the two of you are apart, and that'll be it.
Oh, I feel so bad.
We love Tiny. We hate to see him in pain. That's all.
Well, I can't. The only pain. I'm not in pain. It's just that.
But then, Tiny, you can't be married to anyone else.
Yeah, I don't think you can be married to anyone else because you're going to stay married to her. So how are you ever going to marry someone else?
That's the way it is in this world.
Right.
I mean.
But you're allowed to be with other women. After all, you are.
Talk to them.
Right.
And if something happens like kissing or anything like that, that could happen.
He calls me and tells me all about it.
That's right.
I have the highest thoughts to answer to.
Want my advice?
Tell me.
Less marriage, more ice draft beer. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me take a little break. Hey, by the way, Tiny tonight at the Twilight Zone. Are you going to be at the Twilight Zone with Tiny? Are you going to go watch him?
We didn't talk about it. It would be very nice to see him.
Because I'm going to be bad seeing her there either. I'll tell you that.
That's
it would affect the performance. I don't know.
Oh, it's always a thrill to have.
And Tiny was a great lover? True?
Oh,
no.
I don't know why they call him Tiny.
Really? Congratulations.
Very nice. But really, I was a bad lover. I am not a good lover.
Is that true?
She's very nice to say this, but the fact is I'm not, 3 minutes, it's all over.
Really? Hey, join the club. 3 minutes would be long for me.
You got you beat.
I got you, pal. I know what you're saying.
But the main thing, as much as I can, just...
Well, at least you're a fun guy.
To try to please her, whatever.
Right. You did whatever you could to please her. Well, after 3 minutes, then you just get right back into it again, and then you'll be a little longer.
That's tough.
Well, you know what it is? She's so beautiful that you look at her, you want to... Yeah, it's almost over. Am I correct?
And she's more beautiful with the lipstick off.
Really? Oh, you don't like her with any makeup?
Oh, she looks good that way, too.
Yeah.
That is true.
She's near perfect as far as I'm concerned. What are you, 38, 24, 36?
Sounds right.
No, I don't mean you. I mean Tiny. So anyway, there you go.
But it's just that I'm just very thrilled, and
right.
What can I say?
Right. Well, here she is. All right. I'll tell you know how to get hot women. You ought to write a book about that. How to get a woman.
Yeah.
Because Tiny's not like classically handsome or anything, right, Tiny? You're not. So the thing is, when
I'm very ugly from the standpoint of...
Well, I wouldn't say that, but listen to this. I mean, she's perfect.
Beautiful woman. She is perfect. You're right.
Were you suspicious? Did you think she wanted you for your money?
Yes. All for the fame.
All for the fame.
But then she said a point. Miss Jan said a point. Very true. Well, why do you want me? And you want me because I have the looks you want. And she's absolutely right.
Right. You were using each other in a sense.
Well, yes, in that way.
Right.
But still, whatever comes into the marriage was really meant to make them. There's nothing wrong in wanting looks.
Miss Jan, did you want Tiny for his money and his fame?
Well, I knew his situation with the money, and I wasn't marrying him for his fame. I married him for love.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but even if she did, I mean, one has to give something. There's nothing wrong with that as long as the truth is made known. I mean, I can't see how Billy Joel and Christine Brinkley broke up.
Right.
I mean, this other beautiful angel.
How's it possible?
Because they got tired and bored with each other, and one has to work at all marriages to bring it back to where it was. We have to suffer for everything in life, to make it big, to make it small, to just have success in life.
Yeah, Miss Jan, you got to stick with Tiny.
Well, he's got all the right ideas.
Yes, he does. Just doesn't work out for some reason.
He would love to do everything just perfectly, and it just doesn't always work out.
Well, that's sad. Do you know how to clean a tub?
He does all that.
He does all that. Tiny wouldn't even...
In fact,
Tiny
I don't do it well enough for him to...
What kind of accent is that? You got a bit of an accent,
don't you?
Do I
have an accent?
Yeah, a little
bit. People think I don't know.
A little accent.
Where are you from?
I'm from New York.
Oh, you are?
Really?
That's a New York accent. That's what I thought. Anyway, Tiny's going to be at the Twilight Zone tonight in Long Beach. And
that was the page 6.
Yeah. Hey, Tiny, if we say goodbye to Miss Jan, you think you can hang in there just a little bit longer? Yeah, I don't mind. No, I got a couple more questions for you. Miss Jan, quite frankly, you're too damn distracting with your outfit. A little too hot for me, I'll tell you that.
Today.
Yeah, but hang out a little bit, all right? And we'll.
I think it's tough for Tiny to see her.
Yeah, because it's tough for Tiny. It distracts him a little bit.
What it is, I'm very happy to see her. It's just that there's so many things you don't know.
There's so many things I don't know.
About you.
So many things I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't know about.
That we don't know about you.
Oh, well, nobody's really bothered to ask, have they?
Well, if I knew the question, I'd ask it.
But anyway.
What don't I know?
Unbelievable beauty. I remember I paid $65 to get her picture when I first met her in '83.
I brought that picture with me.
Really?
Yes, I have it.
$65 I paid just to get a snapshot.
Really?
When we first met.
And that was December 14th, 1983.
How long did you court her for?
6 months.
6 months, and then she agreed to marry you?
Yeah, I would have married her quick if I had the cash.
Right.
I don't like to waste time.
Right.
You know what you want, and you want to go get it.
Well, instead of...
And did Tiny call you every night? Was he, wild for you? I mean...
He is very, very romantic.
Really?
In fact, when I met him, I don't believe he had my home telephone number. He only knew where I worked.
Yeah.
and he and his chauffeur did drop me off that evening, but he sent flowers to my office the next day.
Let me see the picture that Tiny paid $65.
And nobody would believe that it was really Tiny Tim. Because he signed the card, Tiny Tim, and then when I came home at night, I had flowers at home, too.
Wow. Let me see the picture that Tiny paid $65 for. I got to see this.
Tanya Harding. I wrote a song for her.
Did you?
Though you are sighing, though you are crying, and everything has gone wrong, the world is waiting. Keep right on skating. Skate to the Ice Skater song.
Really?
I just saw her picture there.
Interesting. Yeah, there she is. You're right. You're absolutely. You like her?
Oh, I like her spunk.
You do. Tiny's got. He likes everyone.
He's an amazing man. He's on top of everything.
Now, what is this, a nude picture, Tiny, of your wife, or just a regular picture?
This is a picture when I first met her. I saw this picture, $65.
Who did you pay $65 to?
Why would the picture be?
He gave it to me.
Really? He paid you $65.
He wanted blow-ups, and he wanted a few of them.
Let me see that. Let me see that picture.
Oh, this looks good.
Let me see that. Wow. $65, huh? I'll give you 85.
Let me see.
I'm a married man, Tiny. You don't have to worry, be jealous of me. Believe me, I don't cheat.
Here of you, Howard.
Is that right?
That's right.
No, don't show them to Tiny.
Well, every marriage
has its problems. Every marriage.
That picture.
That's absolutely true. Let me take a break here, Tiny.
Wow.
And let me take a break. We got a couple of more minutes left with Tiny. I could spend 9 hours with Tiny, quite frankly.
So you want to say hello to Vanessa, too?
We'll say hello to Vanessa also. I don't want to leave her out.
She has a project.
Yes.
She's working on something today.
Yeah, but I still want to hear more about hemorrhoids and living in Iowa.
And one thing, before I leave, if I can just use this microphone.
Yes.
Just to sing a song.
Please, go ahead. Well, let me do a break, and then we'll do it. Okay. We'll be back right after these words. So, Miss Jan, do you mind if we talk to Tiny for a while? And if you, it's okay? All right.
Thank you.
We just wanted you to... Gary kept saying to Miss Jan, come on this way. Miss Jan was resisting going. I think you like being on the microphone, right, Miss Jan?
I like being where the action is.
Where the action is. All right, well, we'll get back to you. Let me just finish up with Tiny here. I'll see you later, Miss Jan. Nice dress. You wearing stockings? Yeah? Don't look it. It's hot. But your wife, boy, that's some ex-wife. Mamma mia.
She is beautiful.
Yeah, oh, man.
I still have to disagree on some of the things she said. Right. I think she has seen other men, and I...
But you never caught her in the act.
Right.
No, I never did. However... She was caught in the act by somebody else when I was in Canada.
I see. You do tend to be possessive of your women, though, right?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I get a love. It's just like finding $1 million. You want to hold on to it.
Right.
And basically...
But although maybe you smother the women with the love.
Yeah, maybe you squeeze too hard.
Yeah. Well, maybe you might be right there, Miss Quivers, but the point is, if what breaks up so many marriages is honey, do what you want, go what you want.
Right.
Really, that
you're old-fashioned. You rule with hey, listen.
It's not. I wish I did rule with an iron hand. I say I just rule with a tinfoil hand.
Right.
But the thing is, I would say that there is. I'll tell you what. One thing there is when you find a gem, you don't want to let it go. Marriage is forever.
Let me tell you something. That Miss Jan is... I hope you don't mind this phrase, but some piece of ass. I mean, I never saw anything like it.
Well, she is a beautiful woman.
Holy mackerel, what a body. When you saw her naked, you must have gone out of your mind. Holy cow.
Well, I tell you...
Oh, man. Am I right?
I went out of my mind without her getting up.
I know. I mean, and then you must have been like, oh, man, I can't believe she's mine. And then you're crazy.
Yes, and then... But you remember, every marriage, and this is the worst enemies of all marriages.
Right.
What breaks up every marriage is the enemy called tiredness, boredom, and losing that loving feeling. And in every marriage, that happens.
How long did you hold on to her? I mean, in a real way. I mean, how long did you manage to keep the love going for a while?
I would say...
A couple of months?
I would say probably a month.
Really?
No, as far... I don't know. She got tired of me. I got tired of her.
Boy, I would dress her up in peignoirs. I would dress her up in peignoirs, everything. Nightgowns, everything. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter how
High heels.
beautiful they are.
Really?
When tiredness comes in, the most beautiful woman is like a stone wall.
Right.
Everything comes from the heart, the emotions, the grace of God.
You know what I think's hard for you?
Tell me.
You are so particular in terms of, the cleanliness and all that, and what you eat and all that, and sleeping on top of the covers, that, like, any woman could never live up to that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're very particular. You'd be very difficult to live with.
I'm
correct?
going to tell you something on the air here,
okay, go ahead.
which I never intended to say.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to say it in front of Miss Jan here, although she knows this.
Okay.
She knows this. It's not behind her back. She knew this from 1991.
Go ahead.
I have found the eternal love.
You have?
The eternal love. I have a picture of her right here.
Go ahead.
She is 26 today. I met her on May 19th, 1988 at the Dada Club. I was still married to Miss Jan, and Miss Jan has left me every year. So, I mean, what can I tell you?
Right.
But I'm going to show you. Miss Stephanie is her name.
Go ahead.
Forget the love. I just hope she likes me. But
has she ever expressed interest in you?
Never.
Never.
But the thing is...
So this is an unrequited love.
He's
in pain. I can tell he's suffering from this.
He knows if I ever get to heaven, that I hope he makes me another Miss Stephanie.
Right.
And dwell with her forever. Miss Jag can have...
Have you expressed this to Miss Stephanie?
Yes.
And what does she say?
Tape, she's amused.
She's amused? Right. And nothing like a woman laughing at you.
Right.
The thing is, I'm going to show you a picture here.
Let me see it.
This one here, I have to...
I want to see if she's as good as Miss Jan.
Everyone has their talents. It's just like finding $1,000 bill 10 times.
Right.
Everyone has their talents. Miss Jan is a beautiful angel. Classic always. She is in my heart forever.
Let me see Miss Stephanie. Let me see the picture.
This is
he can't even let go of the picture.
Last year.
Let me see.
This is not the best picture of her.
Oh yeah, that's a knockout. Oh yeah, a little more
and you know
farm
that you
girl
can love
look.
her eternally.
Like a farm girl.
I said, you know, you can love her eternally.
What a statement!
I could love her eternally.
She has something that no other woman ever had.
Really?
That I've met. Beauty, yes.
But I'm telling you, it's hard for the women to. I mean, you are so particular. Like you even know what kind of cleansing materials you need.
Who would know that Ajax has now got more grit than Comet?
Right.
And
they killed themselves when they took out the grit. And that was a few years ago. You know, they wanted to make it smoother. They were trying to copy Bon Ami, which doesn't work.
All right, now, Tiny, let me ask you this. This is because I really want to put some rap on this thing. First of all, I want to remind everyone that tonight you'll be at the Twilight Zone, formerly Page 6, Tiny, in Long Beach, performing, and hopefully I'm looking forward to seeing you do You Think I'm Sexy, the same way you did it on the Johnny Carson show. But who knows? It's a surprise if you do it or not.
Whatever you do.
Whatever you do is good with us. But the point is, you're out there in Iowa, you're in the hotel, you sleep on top of the sheets.
Where's Miss Stephanie? Is she out there in Iowa?
No, never. She's in Denton, Texas.
You got to get a hold of her. If you could score with her, that would be the ultimate, right?
Well, she's angry with me too now.
Why?
Miss Jan told me the other night that she was just a puppet for my agent out there who used to like her. And I called my agent up and said,
"What a complicated lifetime he has."
And then I said the same thing, and I was drinking a few beers. Right now, the latest with her is that she is writing me a long letter. Because my agent sent her a tape of what I said when I was a little tipsy.
Oh, boy. All right.
But anyway, but if I ever get to heaven...
Right, you'll have Miss Stephanie.
He makes me another Miss Stephanie, like he makes a million blades of grass.
Right.
A million...
why can't God make a million blades of Miss Stephanie? That's what I'm saying. He can.
That's why if I get to heaven, he'll make me another one.
I hope so. I pray that happens for you.
You don't think you're going to get her in this lifetime? Is that it?
Well, I doubt that.
Maybe you need to get a more mature woman. Maybe not go for the look so much. Go for maybe someone who's more...
For a man who's approning 65,
right.
maybe a little older woman.
Yeah, right. Maybe no, he can't. He loves the young girls. Tiny's only attracted to perfection.
No, Miss Scrimmers, let me answer that. First of all,
maybe you should go after an ugly woman or something.
No. Well, let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. And Miss Jan told me this. Her mind is brilliant. The more average or less than average a woman is, the more she knows to give what pretty girls don't give.
Good sex.
Is very true.
Good sex.
It's right. And believe you me, I mean...
The uglier the girl, the better the sex.
Well, that would be very true. Yes. I remember one girl... I don't know if I can tell you this, but I know one girl, a shocking thing happened back in 1971.
Yes.
75, Miss Vicky left me then. I was in Chicago, and she said to me, I was wrong in having up to the room, but
you got weak and you sinned. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was on the bed and she said, "Close your eyes." I said, "Don't do nothing," she said to me, "and just tell me what you like, what I touch." And then she said, "Ask me if it feels good." And then she touched my hands. Yeah. Then she touched my chin. Then she touched my eyes. Then she touched, my neck. And then she kept on touching.
Right.
And
the best part of all. Right.
But that was a great style.
Right.
So,
and that was an ugly girl.
That's right.
Right. You need a girl who looks like Barbara Bush. She'll worship you. I'm telling you. Am I correct?
Well, Miss Bush is a lovely woman.
A lovely woman, but not the best looking. But
right now she's getting on in years.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Sorry, but the thing is,
turn the lights off and pretend it's Miss Jan.
I'm sure she was. Oh, no, I can't pretend. No, that's one thing.
You will never do that. That's the worst sin of all.
Anyway,
I can't pretend.
All right, so let me just wrap up here somehow. It's impossible to wrap up with you because there's so many facets. But seriously, it's fascinating to me your whole life. Right. You're in the hotel. And cooking your own meals is impossible because you're in a hotel.
I don't eat cooked food anyway.
You don't? Everything is raw. You've stocked the shelves in your room?
Well, unless I order from, Pizza Man or Chinese food, everything is either apples or canned foods.
Now, canned foods, I'm surprised that you would
right from the can.
Really? What are you eating from the can these days?
Beans.
Beans.
A lot of beans and
cold beans, like just right out of the can?
Right from the can.
Right from the can.
Yeah, and talking of beans, S&W has the best brand of kidney beans.
S&W canned kidney beans.
You can crunch them. You can crunch them as you chew them. And a good bean, is not too soft. You can crunch it. And definitely, S&W has a great brand.
Right.
Now, sometimes I watch the gas.
Yes.
I do watch the gas.
What do you do if you get gas?
Well, if you had a lot of beans, that can happen. Right. So I will have 2 or 3 cans of beans sometimes, put mustard inside of some of them, and
mustard in the beans?
And don't go out for about 4 hours.
Right. That'll delay it. Well, Tiny, you are always fascinating.
You're not going to say hello to Vanessa?
Let me say hello to Vanessa. You brought her in.
Please.
Vanessa, come on in here. Bring in Vanessa Warner. She's from our pay-per-view special.
The Sunday girl.
She was the girl who stripped down and made herself into a human Sunday. Tiny was a real big fan of her. Somehow he's hooked up with her.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing together, but she's here today.
Yeah, she's real hot, man. I dig her, too. Hey, Vanessa, how you doing? Vanessa, why don't you marry Tiny?
Listen, so many millions of men want her.
Right.
You know that.
Would you marry her, Tiny? In a minute. Yeah, she's hot, man.
But the thing is, she's got millions of men.
Well, so what? One more can't hurt. So are you attracted to Tiny at all? Is that what's going on here?
He's actually a really awesome person.
Really?
He really is.
Yes.
Yeah, he's called a couple of times, and when we've spoken on the phone, he always has just the perfect thing to say. Yeah. And he calls it just the right time.
But did you tell Tiny you're into lesbianism? He doesn't mind that?
We haven't really talked about it too much.
Tiny, were you aware of that?
I wasn't. It doesn't matter because I'm interested only. She was so great on your show, and I believe she should have won. And basically, anything as long as
look at the hips on her, Tony. Never mind all that nonsense.
Wherever she goes, it's wonderful.
Right.
And I'm glad that she's with me today, and I hope you are, because the world has to see you. I worked in places where girls liked each other. Yeah. The page 3.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's a matter of opinion, but it's just that I can say that I can see why they're attracted to each other.
You wouldn't want to have 2 women in bed with you at the same time?
I would rather have.
Yes.
I would rather have a woman who was in love with me and did like other women marry me than someone not to tell me what they're doing and cheat with a guy.
I see. Very good.
I get you. It took me a little while to figure that out.
Yes, you'd rather have a woman cheat with another woman.
No, I would not. But I'm just saying, out of the 2, I prefer that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't mind that.
I think,
Vanessa, look at the hips on you.
I think Vanessa's in love.
With who?
With a guy.
Yeah. Is that right? Who are you in love with?
A man named Rob Martin.
Oh. Yeah. Won't waste your time with her then. I think I get it.
Great talent.
You wearing panties with that dress?
Panties? No.
Wow, good for you. Tiny, I know you wanted to ask. I had to ask for you. And no bra, right?
Well.
That's a bra?
Yeah, I have a bra on.
Oh. Anyway, so what is going on with you? Do you want to tell us anything that's going on, or?
Well, right now I'm getting ready for Miss Nude World.
Oh.
Nude World pageant. It's the week of May 30th.
When's the last time you saw her naked, Tiny?
Oh, I don't think I ever did.
Well, except for the pay-per-view.
Topless.
There was whipped cream there.
Would you like her to strip right now for us so we can see? She would take her clothes off for us right now.
I believe she has what you say.
Would you really? You don't want to see her naked? I do. Hey, Vanessa, would you get naked for us?
I don't think I could.
Right now?
You won't? You're not going to watch, Tiny? You'll watch.
Well, I mean, I'd watch right now.
You would, right? If you would insult her by not watching?
Don't get me wrong.
Go ahead.
I have gone to topless and bottomless places.
I know you have.
And I've
admitted that.
I've only gone there to watch the beautiful faces.
Right.
And,
that's legitimate.
Believe it or not, everyone has that trade. And
you don't want to see Vanessa naked right now? I do.
Well, of course.
Do you mind if I see her naked? Vanessa, do you mind showing us your do you? What?
Sorry.
You show us?
You know it already.
What is it?
Ann Magnuson's in the guest lounge.
Oh.
Well, we can never get enough. All right, Vanessa, forget it. I don't know how Tiny feels about it. Tiny, you would like to see her naked, right?
Well, that's a hard question to answer. Because
how could that be hard? That's an easy one.
What I would not like to do, I think I'm trying to say, is to put her on the spot.
Yeah, we don't want to put you on the spot. This girl takes her clothes off every 10 minutes for guys.
I have no idea. She's going to be in the Miss Nude World.
She's going to be in Miss Nude World, but we can't see her naked. All right, anyway, Vanessa, thank you so much for coming in.
It's in Chicago, the week of May 30th to June 4th at a club called Headliners. And there'll be girls from Australia, from Canada, from Japan.
All over the
Russia,
world.
Yeah.
Tiny,
we wish you luck.
Tiny, I want to thank you for coming in, and we're looking forward to your show tonight at the Twilight Zone, formerly Page 6, in Long Beach tonight. You'll be out there doing all your great hits and all the songs. And we're glad you're back on the show after 5 years.
Mr. Stern, thanks for being so nice. Mr. Quivers, Mr. Jeremy,
it's
Mr.
always
Martin,
good to see you.
And thanks for everything.
Right.
I want to thank Mr. Glenn Knight again from Headline Talent.
Absolutely.
For having me here as well.
Yes, and Vanessa, thanks for taking your clothes off.
Okay,
anyway, that's okay. All right.
Give her a
Thanks, Tony. We're going to take a break. Ann Magnuson is here. There's someone who will take her clothes off. Right? And we'll be back right after these words. It's good having Tiny on. He's always fun.
You forget how much fun Tiny is.
Yeah, on our phone now. I'm a little late on this one. We've just been running late. I get caught up in Tiny's life.
Yeah. It's not hard to do.
No. Martin Lawrence, star of the show.
Martin?
I was going to say star of the show, Lawrence. See, that doesn't sound right.
It's Martin.
But Martin is on the phone. I want to talk to him about his movie. I think that this guy got the shaft.
You so crazy?
You so crazy. Let me get Martin on the phone. I just want to talk about this for a second.
How'd this come about?
How we got Martin on the phone? Well, Martin's out promoting his movie. I guess he must have heard what I was saying and
decided to call in?
I think so. I don't know. Hey, Martin, how'd we get you on the show?
Hello?
Hey, man.
Hey, man, let me.
By the way, let me say salam alaikum to you.
Hey, what's alaikum salam?
Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Let me speak to Howard.
Yeah, this is Howard.
Howard, this is Martin.
How you doing, Martin?
What's going on with my movie? What they doing to me, man?
Well, let me tell you what they're doing to you. Society has changed. There are so many people out there who are experiencing problems, crime, whatever. You know, all the things that are going on. They want to blame the media.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something. This is happening to me. I put out a book recently.
Right. I know
on the cover,
the bestseller.
Thank you. On the cover, I had my shirt off and my pants off, but everything was covered. All you saw was my legs and my top.
And the original pose was you were supposed to have your hands
over my crotch.
Right.
But but the way I put out the book, there was a big bar over my crotch. All you could see is my chest and my legs. There were stores who wouldn't carry it. They said this is an offensive book cover. Now, there is no way you're going to tell me that this. I mean, Madonna's friggin' naked on these books or on these records. I don't know what they're talking about on videos. I'm watching Oprah yesterday. They're doing a thing where they hid cameras in guys' house. A guy felt up his wife on Oprah, right? and then this is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So anyway, there's a double standard for certain performers. Martin Lawrence happens to be one of them.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't get to that Janet Jackson level yet. I can't put the hands over the chest yet.
Right. So listen to me. Now listen what happened to you.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said, listen to what happened to you. I'm going to tell you what happened with you. Richard Pryor puts out concert movies. Eddie Murphy puts out concert movies. The concert movies were big hits. And if everyone, I think, in this audience probably remembers Raw by Eddie Murphy and probably remembers the movie that Richard Pryor did.
Live in Concert.
Live in Concert.
Right.
Two great concert performances. But filthy language, if you're going to call the F word and the S word and all that, if you're going to say that's filthy language.
All I got to say is on that Eddie Murphy album or video, he starts off with a Mr. T impression.
Right.
Where he talks about what if Mr. T was gay.
Right.
So we get real raw.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, it's really raw. Now, Martin's movie uses the same exact language. There's no nudity in it. He gets up there, is talking as a stand-up comic, and he uses the F word and all the different words, the same ones that Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy use,
and the same ones people use in their homes.
Yeah,
that's right, and no worse than anything you see on Real Sex.
Now, in 1970 and 1980, the Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor movies came out. They received, guess this is going to be shocking to people, received an R rating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right.
Now, unless Martin invented new words, which I don't know about, these are the same words, and they went in and gave him an NC-17. Now, let me tell you something. First of all, to get a concert movie out there is very difficult.
Right.
Most movie companies will not put up money for concert movies.
Right.
Secondly, the guy did nothing worse than Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor's concert movies, and all of a sudden, the standard has changed. Now, why? I believe it's because, you know what, I'm not really sure. I think there's two things going on. People are now bashing the media, bashing film. This is a film in a movie theater.
Yeah, well, we have an attorney general who's calling TV executives into meetings.
Yeah, I mean,
you have people from the Hollywood movie industry testifying before Congress.
Hey, Martin, you might not... could you stop talking so much during this interview?
Howard and I need to talk.
You know what? Hey, Howard, I'm having such a good time listening to y'all. Y'all have a good point. So
well, yeah, exactly.
And
it's a point I've made without you on the phone.
Oh, yeah, I know. I heard you've been... Every morning I got up, they said, you know what, they were talking about you on Howard Stern this morning.
Yeah, well, you see, here's the point. It's not a question of whether you like Martin Lawrence or not. It's not. It's just fairness. That's all I'm asking for.
Exactly. That's all I ever asked for was.
And not one person in this so-called show business community has stood up for this guy. And I'll tell you something. It makes me sick, the silence of the sheep.
Please, it is that show business community that gave him the NC-17 rating, Howard.
Well, let me tell you something.
It was the what? What you say it was?
The show business community.
Yeah, that must have been some point you made, Robin. Anyway, here's the point.
The show point.
Let me tell you the point of this. Nobody comes to my defense. I have a problem with the government now with the FCC that's completely out of hand. You heard Senator D'Amato on here. He's the only guy who even says anything.
Right.
It killed me that nobody comes to this guy's defense. I know that when a movie studio puts up money to make a concert movie.
Right.
A lot of money put up. These people put a lot on the line. You got to understand something. This is a financial risk. Movies are a big financial risk.
Right.
You go through the hassle of making this movie. You do it. I think a guy in America today deserves, in terms of if we're supposedly capitalism, he deserves a shot to get his movie into these theaters.
Well, and I believe you also got to go back to the same people that make our shows. That you know what I mean by that are the fans that tune in and all that. I mean, if my thing is love me or hate me, don't take people's right away to give their kids the choice whether they can see the film or not. That was my argument with it.
Well, it's an outrage. And where are your so-called peers? They sit there. It's like the McCarthy era all over again. They sit there like sheep. And no one says anything. Nobody sticks up for anybody. It's not a popular cause.
Until we come together and we realize what you said, and when they do that to one person, they doing it to all.
Where is Eddie Murphy? Why has he become such a lamb? Where is he? Why doesn't he get up and...
He's hoping somebody will come to see Beverly Hills Cop 3.
No one's going to see that. Let's face it, that's over. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan, but let me tell you something. Eddie... sit home with that white-looking wife of yours.
Hey, Howard, are you going to say that about me? In a couple of years, Martin worn out.
What kind of women are you dating? What kind of women you dating? You get dating black women?
Always, that's right. I have
Martin, what happened with you were engaged for a minute.
Who do you have?
That's right, I was engaged. But
then he woke up.
Right.
And then he said, wait a second, I'm famous. I can get any girl I want.
I learned, hey, you got to learn to love Martin Lawrence unconditionally. If my nose is running snotty, I want somebody to get that for me if my hands are broke.
That's right. Well, the point is,
Howard, that's love.
Tell the truth. What happened was, listen, you made a lot of money. You're a big star now. You got that show on TV and all the concert films and all this. And you basically said, I can get any girl I want. What am I settling down with one? Right? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say that.
Why don't you be honest about it?
I love the ladies. I know I got to give them that respect. So, you know.
Did you get bored in the relationship? You must have been a beautiful woman.
Well, always beautiful woman.
I always say life is a buffet. Why have one dish? Why not go for the whole enchilada?
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes these dishes today got some things in them.
That's right.
Yeah, you could be allergic.
That's right.
That's right. If the sauce ain't right, you got to know what's in the sauce.
Now where are all these so-called celebrities? Why are they not coming to your aid? Why am I the only one saying anything?
Well, Howard, because, you know, we kind of are a different breed of people. We speak up, you know. We believe in speaking up for our rights and then just saying, you know, we're the kind of people who love us or hate us.
Well, I felt bad for you. I read the articles day after day. I read, Martin Lawrence, NC-17. I said, this is an outrage. No one flinches anymore. They forget that some movie company put up a lot of money. This guy put up a lot of his time doing it and putting together his material. Deserves a shot. Why not? Why not get it in there?
One thing I have to say about the record industry is the record industry does take care of each other. You know, when Luke Skywalker, say what you will about Luke and his music, at least when the MTV Awards came around, the other artists stood up and said, you can't censor us, you can't do this stuff. But in movies, television, everywhere else, everybody just...
I don't mean to disagree with you, but the record industry is filled with the biggest maggots in the world.
I'm talking about the artists, Howard, not the company.
Oh, I see, the artist.
You know what I think? I think I feel people, you know, they can see you out there. That, like, by me getting the rating, you know, people can see that. But I guess a lot of artists that feel they don't know me personally or whatever says, well, who am I maybe to come to his aid? But you know what?
Hey, don't you think Eddie Murphy's wife looks kind of white? I mean, even though she's black, she got white features, right?
Well, you gonna say that about her? But what difference does that make?
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Eddie Murphy in love with that woman. It don't matter.
How could she miss having white features? One of her parents is white.
Yeah, is she really a black woman? You know what I'm saying?
Howard, I ain't going there.
Come on, you got to go there.
I ain't going there with you, man.
You got to come over to the other side with me, right over that line. Come on, you know you want to go there. You know you want. Don't go too show business.
On the show, then we can get it out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But what is it, Baba Booey?
No, I just found out an interesting fact. You know what Martin has in common with Jackie the Joke Man?
What is that?
They both lost to the same guy on Star Search.
No. Is that right?
He lost the week before Jackie.
Steve-O,
yeah.
Steve-O, that's right. Hey, how'd you know that one, man? Where'd you research that one from?
Someone called in that Martin lost the week before Jackie.
Oh, to Steve-O.
Right.
Really?
That's really funny.
Jackie, now you don't have to feel so bad.
You're my brother, Martin.
There you go. Meanwhile, Jackie's still sitting here. He's no problem.
Hey, for you guys to go back and research that one, y'all went way back.
Hey, wait a second. Now, the guy on your show from Saturday Night Live is Garrett Morris.
Yeah.
Now, what the hell kind of shenanigans was Garrett up to get shot out there in?
Well, I don't know. It's a crazy world out there. So.
I like you though. You stuck by him though. You kept him on the show. Me, I would have dumped him.
To the hospital to tape a show.
As soon as I heard he was shot, I would have said, "Well, we got to get someone else."
Get a fill-in.
Get a fill-in. I'm not going to put some guy dying in a bed on the show. But
here's Carl Weber.
That's right.
I would tell Garrett you send your love.
Yeah, just tell him that. No, I know he wasn't up to any shenanigans. He was an innocent victim. I know that. Anyway, here's the point. I wish you luck with this new movie.
How's it doing? I heard that a lot more distributors were calling for the film.
Oh, you know what? The film, and thank you guys for asking, but the film is doing real well. I mean, we went out in 417 theaters, and we got the most per screen average, and so that means people are going out and they're supporting it regardless of all the hard media on it. And
yeah, but you know, you'd be in a lot more theaters if they weren't giving you this.
And you have
but you know what? Until they realize that they taking money out their own mouth. I mean, if you talk about building revenue to build more jobs and all that, well, had you put that movie in the theaters that it goes, I mean, that's more and more revenue to be able to do good things with it. And
now, the only time I disagreed with you is the Saturday Night Live stuff. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have done that.
Okay, go on. Give me your opinion why, Howard.
All right. You get on there, Saturday Night Live. You know it's live television. You know the rules.
Right.
You know, you're on television every week. You know the game.
Right.
You know how far you can go.
Okay.
And then in rehearsal, you.
Is that true? Because what we heard was in rehearsal, you did one thing.
But now, let me ask you something. Now, you guys.
On live television,
I don't. You
got to play by the rules.
Wait a minute, I want to know if it's true.
You got to understand. I didn't get where I got just by being, a young guy that gets on television and just runs his mouth and everything.
Right.
I did what was, suggested that I could do. You said, as long as you watch.
I knew it.
You felt that they had told you could do this?
Oh, it ain't no joke. It ain't no
really?
It ain't somebody.
So you're saying they set you up? In other words, they set you go out and do your wild material, then they act.
Left you out there.
And then they act. Oh, you're saying that they set you up? Then I agree with you.
Howard, let me explain what I'm saying. Don't try to.
The white devil, Lorne Michaels, right?
Nah.
He's a white devil, isn't he? Go ahead, say it.
They said
show your anger.
Hey, what they told me was have a good time and do what you do. Just watch your language.
Right.
You know, and so I figured, you know, I done said ass on TV before. Washing ass shouldn't bother nobody.
It doesn't bother me.
Now, you ask me, who could get offended by me saying wash your ass? If you wash your ass, I ain't talking about you.
Well, there you go. Listen, what do I know? Listen, what do I know? I just thought that I figured you knew how to toe the line. You know what I'm saying?
No. I knew how to toe the line, but I just think, you know.
You got carried away that night. Leave it at that.
No, but you know what? If you really go back and look at the monologue, I even say, are the kids in bed? It's 11:30. So
I have no problem with. I think you should say that stuff in the middle of the day. The problem is, you know how the rules are on TV.
Yeah, I know how the rues are, but you know
knew they were going to come down.
The rules on TV don't necessarily mean the rules are right on TV either.
Well,
was that a political thing?
Can I quote you on that?
No, but Howard said, Martin, you know what the rules are. No, man, don't mean the rules are right.
My theory was,
I don't even know the man who made up the rules. I can't even meet him.
My theory was that Garrett Morris and you went after the show, tried to sabotage it because Garrett never got any good sketches. Yeah, still hard feelings on Saturday Night Live for getting crummy roles.
They always put Garrett in a dress.
No, but anyway, listen, I sympathize with what's going on in your life with this movie. I think it's very upsetting to me anyway. I don't know about anybody else in that so-called Hollywood community.
Yeah.
But a guy puts out a movie, this precedent set already with Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, because those guys put out concert movies that were filled with the F word and they got an R rating, and this guy is getting the shaft. And nobody says anything about it. Life goes on.
Well, this is what I want to say about you, and I hope I do come on your show.
Yeah, come on the show.
On E. You invite me on E. I
haven't done that show in a year.
You're watching, aren't you?
You're still watching that show? It hasn't aired in a year.
He don't never talk about me, so I figure, all right.
Well, we'll get you on there.
Every time I tune past it, I always see Howard, you know, with the close-up shot talking about tune in.
Yeah.
So, but I would like to come on there. But thank you, though, you guys over there.
Yeah, well, we're supporting you. We're behind you for whatever it's worth.
Well, I'm telling you, and I mean that from the heart. Thank you for supporting me. And
if I was you, I'd get at least one white woman before you settle down.
Hey, Howard.
Nothing wrong with it. Don't be uptight.
If I don't ever go to the country done came to me.
Well, whatever you say must be true. All right, Martin, I'll see you.
Thank you, guys.
That's Martin Lawrence with his new movie, You So Crazy, and the guy's getting the shaft. Thanks.
Take care, y'all.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
He really is. It's a load of bull.
Martin's going to be at the Nassau Coliseum on May 22nd.
Oh, didn't know that.
Thinking big, huh? He's got that big a following.
He's selling out. He sold out an 18,000-seater and some 12,000-seaters.
Maybe I'll have to go see Martin.
Maybe you ought to hop in the sack with Martin.
No. Well, we don't have to all do that, do we?
I got to take a little break, and then we had a negotiation earlier. Is Ann Magnuson out there?
She looks great.
Yeah, she's hot looking.
She really is.
She was underselling herself.
Although, is
she married?
I don't know.
No.
She's very uncomfortable, though, because she says it's been a really long time since she's had those heels on, and you should see her walk in them. You could tell she hasn't walked in heels in a while.
Here's the deal. Gary comes to me the other day and says, Ann Magnuson wants to come on. I said, listen, I know who she is, but nobody else knows. So he goes, what should I tell her, no? I said, yeah, tell her no. Who wants her on here? Then all of a sudden he says to me, wait a second. She says she'll show up in a see-through mesh stocking. Body stocking.
Body stocking, yeah.
Yes. With 2 AIDS ribbons over her nipples. So I said, wait a second. This sounds like there's some room for negotiation.
That's what you saw immediately?
Yeah. I said, now I'm interested in having her on. Now she's got something going on. Because I remember her from the Richard Lewis show.
Sure.
Anything But Love. She was on there. She had some tight body.
She still does.
Well, yeah. But
that wasn't so long ago, you know.
Well, she was saying that she's, not as good.
Ann's a very talented actress. No problem with that. She used to get good reviews. The problem is, when you have someone on the show, you need them to be naked or something. I said, but who wants to see her in a mesh stocking? So I got her on the phone this morning. I said, listen, I'm all for having you.
I thought the mesh stocking was fine.
No.
I was really embarrassed about the negotiations.
I said, you put on a micro mini skirt with high heels. Take your stupid top off. Then you're on the show. I'll let you plug whatever you want. I said, I'm no pussy like Richard Lewis. I know how to do a show and get women, in sexy outfits. Jamie Lee Curtis would have put on a sexy outfit. She ruined the show.
So now she's coming in this outfit. Have you seen this outfit, Gary?
Yes.
You saw the micro mini?
Yes.
Is it micro?
It's pretty micro.
How's the legs?
I'll tell you, she's in great shape.
How are the heels? High?
Yeah, they're pretty high. And they're
you didn't see her topless yet.
Well, she's wearing like a bustier that just comes up to her area, and then the AIDS ribbons are on. Yeah, so, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
You've seen the whole thing?
I'll get that bustier off.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, it's coming off. All right, we'll be back with Ann. And
we'll see what happens.
Well, I'll throw her right out on her ass, that bustier will come off. All right, we'll be back with Ann Magnuson right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Later in the show, I'm going to read you a fax I received from Michael Bolton.
Oh, I have to hear that, too.
There's another guy.
What's going on?
As long as we're on the show, and I'm telling you about how Martin Lawrence got screwed, I'll tell you how Michael Bolton got screwed. Boy, oh boy, did that guy get screwed. Again, another guy. I don't have to be a fan of a guy's music to know when he's getting screwed.
We never did get those two songs, because I don't think they sound anything alike.
You played enough of it the other day on the air for me to know.
I said there must be something more, because I just don't hear it in these little clips.
Reverse racism.
Well, here we go.
Well, I'll talk about it when we get a little later. I don't want to get into it because Ann Magnuson...
I don't know who was on the jury.
Oh, I know. Okay, let's... never mind that, Robin. We have nudity to discuss. First of all, it's very rare you get an actress to come in and get her clothes off. But after intense negotiations, Ann Magnuson will be topless. I said to Gary, how old is she? Ann Magnuson.
I said, I don't think I'll be insulting her this way. I think she's pretty close to 40, but looks incredible. She has a body of a 30-year-old.
That's why I like having...
Well, why do you say she's 40?
Yeah, why don't you say she's 30 if she has the body of a 30? Does she have a face of a 40-year-old?
No. I saw a liver spot on her hand. No. She looks great.
Yeah.
Because I know...
So how old is she?
No, I know how long she's been in the business. I mean, she's been around for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard of her for a while. She's a performance artist.
Is she?
That's how she started out.
As long as she doesn't hang around with Eric Bogosian, that's okay with me.
I think she does.
She does? All right, it's still okay with me because I want to see her naked. Well, sort of naked. All right, bring her in.
Okay.
Ann Magnuson. She has something real important to plug. She's doing some kind of benefit for AIDS.
Yeah, I think it's an AIDS benefit.
But I say we don't plug anything until I see that top off.
You drive a hard bargain. Somebody wants to do a good work, and you still extract space.
Tough. My audience isn't interested in seeing Ann Magnuson.
Pauses.
That's right. I say thank God for AIDS. It's the only way to get girls' clothes and go, wait, hold it. Very attractive. Who's the babe with you? Publicist. Excuse us, manager. All right.
Punch him, why don't you?
You got some body on you, Ann. Looking for... Wait a second. Don't sit down. Take off your shirt.
So soon?
Yeah, come on. Let me see. Wow, what a body on you. I used to see you on that Richard Lewis show.
Wait a minute. First, I want to say that I'm going to be at the Supper Club on Sunday at 10 p.m.
You're going to say that before you take your top off?
Yes.
I know. That wasn't part of the negotiation. It was?
She said as long as she could plug, she would too.
You're going to get more plugs than that.
Oh, I am?
What a bod on you. How old are you? Can I ask?
38.
You are 38.
Fred was exactly right.
Truthful about her age.
Can I help you off with that?
Yeah.
You don't mind?
No.
Come over here. Look at your publicist. Hey, honey, this is the real world. I'm attracted, and it's Friday. What a body on you.
Whoa.
I used to watch you on the...
She's going to take pictures of this.
No pictures. Put away that camera. Are you crazy? I'm a married man.
My feet are asleep from these shoes.
Wow, you are some hot number. You're heterosexual?
Yes, I am.
You are?
Oh, I know you'd like me better if I was a lesbian.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, really?
I like that you like men. Are you married?
Not yet.
Got a boyfriend?
Yeah, happy birthday, Brad.
Yeah, well, maybe you realize you're not in love with him anymore, are you?
This is his birthday gift.
All right, let me take off your...
His birthday gift is you taking off your top for Howard?
Right. She's letting me... I'm unbuttoning the top
button.
Have
some music?
Hey, this is like performance art. This is me pretending to be single.
This is
This is acting.
This is better than performance
I'm acting like this is fun. Wow.
It's not
Here
fun.
comes your second button. Are you getting a little turned on?
Oh, God. Wait a minute.
Let me see. Whoa, wow, what a body on you. Take off this shirt. Look at you. You're 38?
Uh-huh.
You know you got the body of a 35-year-old?
Well, thank you very much.
All right, go sit down over there before I... How do you stay in shape?
Well, I've been working...
That's your manager, huh?
I've been working out the same gym that Fabio works out at. But if I did, I'd be bigger than I am now.
I'm going to tell you something. Now you look good.
Thank you. And the AIDS ribbons are a nice touch, huh?
I'd take them off if I were you.
I'd love to take them off. If we can get a cure, let's take them off. I'm sick of
I say thank God for AIDS. It's the only way I can get girls in here naked, especially actors.
What are you going to do when they find a cure?
I'm washed up. I'll never see it. The only reason Ann is here
and
is because
She wants to promote.
She wants to promote AIDS so badly.
I don't want to promote AIDS. I want a cure for AIDS.
But you don't have AIDS, do you, Ann?
No, I don't.
You don't.
Does she look like she has AIDS?
A little bit.
Because thank you.
That big purple welt. Oh, that's your AIDS ribbon. I'm sorry. I got confused.
That's a mole.
Oh, that's a mole. Okay. All right. Well, what do I know? I don't know.
You have to describe everything.
That's right. I have to be honest. No, you don't look like you have AIDS at all.
No.
You agree with me, that TV show you used to be on with Richard Lewis? Don't you agree if Jamie Lee had worn something a little sexier, maybe guys would have tuned in? I mean, is there anything wrong with a woman showing off her body?
It wouldn't have been the first time.
You're damn right.
There was definitely something wrong with her character. She got less appealing as the show went on.
You wore the sexiest outfits on there. You always wore short dresses.
Right, and did you notice how my part got smaller and smaller?
Yeah, because Jamie Lee was jealous, right?
No.
Come on, be honest.
No, I had a little run-in with the producers the second week I was there.
Oh, yeah, I hear you're difficult.
I'm not difficult. I have opinions, but I learned that you don't express them.
She's one of those people who knows her character better than anyone else.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know more than the director. Right. Yeah. I know this character.
This character wouldn't say that.
I don't see me walking into the room and saying these kinds of things, and I want to rewrite, damn it. Honey, you just got the job. Can you mellow out?
I figured that out soon enough.
So you really feel strongly about this whole AIDS thing?
Well, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of doing AIDS benefits. I want them to find a cure just so I can stop doing AIDS benefits.
Because this is a big deal for you to come in here, like to show your chest like this. And
I'm thrilled to meet you.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm not really a morning person, but I did listen to you when I was going to a therapist on the other side of L.A., and I would listen to you all the way.
I didn't realize you were a fan. I figured all you performance artists hate me. I didn't realize that.
Oh, no.
I figure you're also politically correct. I could tell your manager hates me.
No.
No? Sure.
I watched your New Year's Eve show.
Sorry?
Watched your New Year's Eve show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a little party.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
Well, I got you pegged all wrong.
$40.
Yeah, all right. Hey, listen, guys, got to pay for the production. It wasn't like I walked out with a lot of dough.
I had a commission on that.
Well, keep dreaming. Stick with Ann. You'll never see a commission like that. She's busy with AIDS benefits. No benefits going on here.
Oh, dear.
Every dime goes into my pocket. Where was I? Of course. Benefit schmenefit. I got to make a living.
You still haven't been cured yet. So.
Cured of what?
Whatever it is you're...
Yeah, I have a problem. We just haven't identified what it is. Really? You're attracted to me? Are you? Be honest. No? Not your type?
I don't know yet. Let's see.
It's his mind, isn't it? It's his mind that gets you.
Yeah, you don't dig me, huh?
No, it's a sense of humor that...
Exactly.
Really?
I like.
I'm a very funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, I'll give you your first plug since you're topless almost.
Okay.
Except for those two stupid ribbons, which ruin your whole look.
I'll take them off when we find a cure.
Oh, what's that? We just found a cure?
You need the bulletin.
All right.
Ann will be hosting an AIDS benefit this Sunday at the Supper Club in Manhattan, along with that no-talent Eric Bogosian and others.
A very quick appearance. It's mostly me.
Are you friends with all those other performance artists?
A few.
Yeah, I never knew what performance art exactly was.
I don't know what it is either.
It's not quite stand-up comedy, and it's not quite acting. It's something else, right?
Right.
And what do? You get up there, you don't quite tell jokes, but you do, like, scenes from your life and stuff?
No. Well, I tell jokes more than other performance artists probably do.
Yeah, you I like.
Yeah, Ann has a reputation for being funny. But others,
yes, I'm a performance entertainer.
So you might be a comedian. I don't know.
I don't know if I want to be that either.
No, I see.
Depends on what it
I always
pays.
see this name, a performance artist, Eric Bogosian. I go, wait a second. It's
that
not
means he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, so wait, it's not a performance, and it's certainly not art, so what the hell's he up there doing?
He's making money.
All right, well, he's making money. Anyway, besides Anything But Love,
I love the movie. What was it called? The Right Man? Or Mr. Right?
Making Mr. Right. It's a very memorable movie.
I love that movie.
Yes, I'm a fan of your video, The Power of Pussy.
Thank you.
Yes, that's the name of it. There's nothing wrong with saying that. We can say that.
I didn't see that.
It's about a cat.
There are cats in it.
Right. And you just got signed to Geffen Records. To do what?
Ow!
To sing?
To sing and to...
performance art?
To do my performance entertainment comedy shtick.
Oh, great. And this AIDS benefit will be this Sunday at the Supper Club in Manhattan along with Eric Bogosian and others.
And others.
Ever hear from Richard Lewis anymore?
Yes, actually, I do.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, what's our problem with Richard?
He's got some bug up his butt about me or something. I don't know what's going on, if we're on terms or not.
Did you say he was going to get married?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard on...
No, he's too in love with himself. I don't think he's getting married.
Well, he
loves him and leaves him. You know what I'm saying, my dear? Yes, I think you do. Ever hear from Jamie Lee Curtis?
I do talk to her every now and then.
Oh, really? You were friends with her?
Yeah, I like her a lot.
Really? You like her?
Yes, I do.
You don't find her difficult?
No. In fact, a friend of ours just died of AIDS, and she was there helping them out, you know.
She didn't catch it or anything, did she?
No.
No, she was careful.
No, but she was being very, very wonderful and helpful. And
ever meet her father?
No.
Tony Curtis?
I saw him once come out of... Where was it? One of those really scary clubs, Starbucks or something, like in a velveteen cape and...
Ooh.
Yeah. I saw her dad, like in
full
this,
regalia.
I think in the same outfit at Spago.
I think he's a performance artist.
I actually got to go to
he
Spago.
He actually makes art. So he's more of an artist than any of us.
I actually got to go to Spago one night and be sort of a part of that whole scene.
Yeah.
And
he was there?
He was in the corner in like one of those weird outfits, like talking to some dude or something. I don't know.
I think, isn't he always at the Playboy Mansion?
I don't know. I don't know.
Wilt Chamberlain and
there's a regular crowd. I don't know if he's part of it.
All I know is that, you know, when they reissued Spartacus, he was doing a lot of publicity for that.
He was all excited.
For the restored gay scene.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, we got a gay scene.
Me and Sir Lawrence.
You never tried any gay sex?
Sir Larry.
Never tried it with another woman? I think you've tried it. I can tell.
Well, you know, in the 70s.
You're very experimental, aren't you?
Yeah? A bit.
You tried with a friend?
Only strangers.
Really? Did you go to... What was a friend in high school?
No.
Got a lovely body, by the way. Yes. What happened? How did you have lesbianism? An otherwise straight woman.
I didn't really. I wasn't into it. I'm just not into it. But
what happened?
Maybe I haven't met the right one.
Some girl started kissing you?
Yes.
You did. Right. What was that? A sleepover party? Pajama party?
No, it was at... I went to a bar with some friends.
And a girl came over and started kissing you?
Yeah.
And you...
In the bathroom, actually.
Really? And then she went further?
No,
That was it? You chickened out?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Would you be kind enough to kiss Robin right now?
Oh, please.
It's Friday and I'm looking for some action,
Only
Robin.
in the bathroom.
Oh, come on. What's the big deal, Ann?
Yeah, Robin, help me.
Don't worry.
You're over there.
You're very cute. You're very, very cute. Okay. If you don't mind me saying, even though you're not attracted to me, I certainly find you attractive.
Well.
And I can't believe you took your shirt off. How embarrassing. But I'm glad I saw
it before.
You know, when I used to watch that TV show, I'd say, boy, I'd like to see her naked. And,
is that true?
Yeah, she's practically naked.
Practically.
Yeah, really.
About as far as I'll go.
That's it? Well, believe me, I could get that dress off if I really put my mind to it.
Well, if it was done artistically,
then you would do it.
Integral to the plot.
What about your show tonight? Will there be any nudity, or
you mean Sunday night?
Excuse me, Sunday night.
Yes,
the AIDS benefit.
So you will see.
You will see nudity?
Not so much
Eric
nudity. You'll see me.
Eric Bogosian will be nude?
I'll be flashing a little bit.
Will you really? You'll show your chest?
Yes.
Oh.
That's part
of the... Why did you say that?
I will do just about, well, not anything, but just about anything to support this AIDS cure project.
You're like the Madame Curie of comedy. You really are. You're completely out of control. To get over this AIDS thing, you will do anything.
Right. Well, actually, I wanted to ask you, in your campaign for governor, if you need an AIDS czarina.
No, not looking for one, actually, because I will be out of office so quick it would be ridiculous to a point. Sure, you could be czar of AIDS.
Czarina.
Yeah, you czarina of AIDS, whatever you want to be.
And I'd like to charge into the pharmaceutical companies with whips and chains and beat.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Do whatever you want. You know, you remind me of a topless Jonas Salk. The way you're behaving today. Really, it's very admirable. Anyway, we all agree that AIDS is a horrible thing, and that
that's true.
By Ann taking her clothes off, if this can somehow help AIDS, I'm all for it. You will donate all the proceeds to the AIDS.
We're going to donate it. We're ACT UP is putting a full-page ad in the New York Times on Tuesday, the 10th, to alert people to an AIDS Cure Act. It's being introduced by Representative Nadler into the House of Representatives to call for a Manhattan Project for AIDS.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Pull all the research because let's face it, it's become profitable. I, for one, am sick of seeing red ribbons and celebrities pat each other on the back for all their good work.
Right.
Although the social services are important, I know people who are involved in clinical trials at Johns Hopkins.
We just need a cure. We need a cure.
We need a cure, period.
I'm tired of wearing a rubber.
That's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, sex isn't even fun anymore.
Yeah.
And it's going to be around when our children are grown at the rate they're going. So.
By the way, next week on our show, Ann has agreed to, in order to find a cure for cancer, she will show her private area to me. Yes, she will actually shave and everything on the air.
The next frontier.
It's going to be some show. You got to tune in for this when Ann reveals it all. But anyway, go over to the AIDS benefit this Sunday at the Supper Club in Manhattan, along with Eric Bogosian and others.
It hurts you to say that.
It does. Age or no age, it still hurts me to say that.
Well, he won't be on long.
Oh, good. Yeah, just usher him off the stage.
He just shows up, does his thing.
Right, yeah.
Well, we appreciate it.
Right, but we're all there to see you, Ann.
Much too busy doing many.
And good luck with everything else.
Well, thanks so much.
Well, as short as he's on the stage, it'll seem long. But looking forward.
That's his talent.
That's right.
That's his talent.
He goes on for 2 minutes.
Time seem like a long time.
He can turn 2 minutes into an hour.
Well, that's the essence of performance art.
I didn't realize you were this attractive. Anyway, Ann Magnuson, you working on any TV stuff? I mean, you ought to get to work on something important.
Well, I was working on a script for Fox, but they didn't get it. You know what that's like.
That means it was a lousy script.
No. Oh, you're going to tell me that every executive knows what's good.
One thing about that company Rupert Murdoch runs, it's a very tight ship over there. Those guys know what's funny.
Oh, I see. You must still be talking to them.
I'm not saying anything. I just said that the guy knows what's funny. It's amazing for an Australian to know what's funny to America.
Rupert himself.
Rupert himself is very funny. He reviews each. He discussed the Ann Magnuson script. So, Ann, good luck with everything, and good luck with the AIDS benefit this Sunday at the Supper Club, along with. And
other fabulous people. Joey Arias. Joey Arias.
But thank you, and I'm going to take a commercial break, and it's good to meet Ann, and we'll.
Yes, it is.
And thank you for taking your top off.
Well, you're welcome.
That was beautiful.
Anytime.
Want to hug goodbye?
Yeah.
Oh, come on over.
I'm sweating though. I'm so.
Who cares? I'll smell you.
Great.
A lot of the girls sweat in here. Come over here. Give me a hug. She's topless and I'm hugging her. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Come here, give me a hug.
Can I have a picture?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm feeling something.
Can we have a photograph?
I'm feeling really good here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not so bad, right?
You're a huge star.
Right. I am. I am? I mean, I am. She was sweating a little. I caught a little armpit juice on my arm.
Stop
That's
it.
all right.
How's it smell?
Let me see. She smells good, though. You wear deodorant.
Yeah.
She shaves and wears deodorant.
She's hot. All right, Ann Magnuson, everybody.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
You know, Robin, I realize it's late in the program, and we got to get to some news here, but do you want me to read you this?
That's news. Michael Bolton has been making news all week. He's very upset about what has happened to him in the past week with a jury decision that he owes the Isley Brothers some money, so I think this is perfect for the newscast.
Fred, you don't happen to have that tape of the Isley Brothers song and the Michael Bolton song still, do you? Do we toss that?
I'll see if Scott still has it, though.
All right.
Fred was so disgusted he threw that tape away.
Now, you know, when you first see on the news that Michael Bolton is upset, the first thing you say is, oh, it must be about his hair.
You know, he looked like he had a lot of hair, though, the other day in that news conference.
He's definitely done something there. He's adding to it. I think Letterman is adding to his hair, and I think
you're right about that, too. And I couldn't tell exactly. Do you think it's hair transplant?
I believe it is, yes, Robin.
Okay.
It is my belief, yes.
Because I looked at him, I said, whoa, Michael Bolton's got hair in the front.
Yeah, I think he's adding to that top of his head, or either that or his head is shrinking. That's possible.
That could be it, too.
Michael Bolton sings, standard tunes.
Well, he writes a lot of his songs, too. He has covered a number of classic R&B songs, but he's also written.
So he comes out of this jury trial, and he's pretty upset because the song that he wrote that was a big seller, responsible for about $15 million of business, says, they say in court, well, he stole it from the Isley Brothers. And you read the facts in the case, which are startling. The song that the Isley Brothers wrote, first of all, you got to hear the two songs. They don't sound anything alike. That's number one. They have the same title. And it turns out that there's over 150, I think, songs all with the same title.
That, yeah.
Okay. So the Isley Brothers want this case taken to court. They feel that, hey, maybe they're owed some money. And you go in there, and you also come to find out that this song was never really released on an album of any kind. It was an obscure single at some point. I don't even think the single was released.
It might have been a B-side or something.
Yeah, it just, and Michael Bolton said, hey, I've never even listened to the Isley Brothers, and I believe him. I'll tell you the truth, I've never listened to the Isley Brothers either.
Oh, you don't even know when you're listening to the Isley Brothers.
Well, maybe they have a song. I mean, what is their hit?
What you mean is you've never...
Who's that lady?
You make me want to shout.
Oh, that's their song.
Shout and twist and shout.
All right. But other than that, I can't...
You don't go buy albums and study
No, I don't study the Isley Brothers. But that maybe Michael Bolton did. I don't know. But the point is, the two songs, if you have half an ear, you can see that they're not the same song. Fred, you're a really good musician. Do you agree? I didn't hear it.
For like 2 seconds, it sounds similar, but it's like...
Because it's the same name.
It's not long enough.
Yeah, it's not long enough. It's like they repeated the thing. It's like, love is a wonderful thing, love is a wonderful thing. It's like...
But they go in completely different directions.
Right.
Listen, if you're going to steal a song, would you steal that song?
No.
All right. So, anyway, I saw this Michael Bolton on the news, and I don't... Listen.
He looked like a hurt guy, didn't he?
He did, and I'm listening to him, and he even dared to say, I think there was a little bit of a racial thing going on here, because, it looked kind of... Here I am, the big, rich, white star, sitting there with the, bunch of black guys.
Well, they were implying it was the Pat Boone kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Where Pat Boone covered all those Little Richard songs back in the 50s, and he made millions, and Little Richard's still trying to get paid.
Yeah, but I think that...
But this is not the same era
case.
or anything.
So anyway, I feel bad for the guy, and you know what? As soon as he said it might be a racial thing, a lot of people are screaming about a racial thing. It's okay to bring that up, because most trials today are racial. In fact, one of the problems we had here in New York was when this Arab shot this guy on the Jewish Defense League, Meir Kahane. Yeah. They saw him shoot him, and the guy got let off. Because the jury is, listen, a lot of juries feel they got to get in there and stick up for their ethnic, the ethnic types. So what you have now is a lot of criminals running around who, listen, it's really not a racial issue. It's people being killed and people being hurt in the streets, and you got to stop with all the racial lines. And if a guy's a criminal, don't matter what race he is. But anyway, Michael Bolton wrote me a note.
I don't know how you could compare his trial to a criminal trial, but go on.
Because it's the same thing. The jurors sit there and go, look at that man. Look at him there, white, sitting there.
You don't even know who was on the jury. You're just jumping to
Trust me. I know what's going on. I guarantee you can't find a white juror anymore. They're all busy. They're all tied up. This is from the Bolton Music Company, Michael Bolton. Dear Howard, where were you when they were picking the jury for my case? Who would have ever believed that what I needed was 8 citizens who think like Howard Stern to get a fair shake in court? Hey, listen, one thing about me, I'm a fair guy. Michael don't know that about me.
Well, he could have some lingering feelings from your first meeting.
Robin reminded me of my first meeting with Michael Bolton. I was I in Los Angeles, Robin?
No, we were here in New York.
Michael Bolton lived in Connecticut. He was a big fan of mine. I didn't know Michael Bolton from a hole in the wall. And he was standing around. It was a big situation where there were a lot of guests. He was standing around waiting to get on.
Yeah, we were at, what was it, the Palladium?
Palladium. Who even remembers this? Robin has a memory like you wouldn't believe. It's dangerous. So she walks in today. She says, do you mind if I write a story in my book about the time you were high? And I go, what is this? What story? What is this book about? You and me.
See, how embarrassing could that be?
Look, I'll take it out if you don't want it.
Nah, write it. Who cares? You have a rat's ass. What you write? As long as you're kind.
I'm very kind. Like I said, you're going to be a hero.
Thank you. Uh-oh. That's what Mia Farrow's babysitter told her.
Well, I hope we can still talk.
All right. Could be the end. I'll turn that off. Hey, look at this. I'm reading this Michael Bolton fax. There's a hair on the paper. Oh. You know, when he wrote this to me,
put a hair on.
A hair fell out. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. So tell the story.
All right, so I'm at the Palladium, and I guess Fa-Fa-Fo, he said to me, Michael Bolton's waiting to come on, and I didn't know what the hell
Yeah, we had a lot of guests, and we were trying to wind up the show, and he kept hanging around and hanging around.
No, we put him on.
We did put him on, but it was like one of those things where we made him wait and wait and wait, and there was a big argument about whether we should do it.
He had one song out at the time, which was Dock of the Bay.
Right.
So you were like, hey, Michael Bolton's here. How you doing? Sing Dock of the Bay.
Right.
And then he got like resistant.
Yeah.
And I remember we have it. It's like 40 seconds long. He only sang a verse.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to do that. And then he just put the guitar down. So I'm not going to do the whole thing.
Pain in the ass.
And I think he was on for about that 40 seconds. That's as long as 40, we tolerated
40 plus 40.
Guy doesn't understand. I got a show to do. All right, anyway.
But he was a real big fan, and he really wanted to do the show, and we had no clue who he was, and we were terrible.
Well,
basically.
hey, there was no...
To somebody who was going to become a big star.
I don't know what this guy thinks, but I was in the middle of doing a show. Time was running out, and quite frankly, everyone wanted to just hear him sing. So just sing the friggin' song. Anyway, so forget about all the past. I'm watching this guy on TV. I feel bad for him, and, you know, everyone's afraid to say something. He says, although obviously we have never been mutual fans, I must confess that you seem to have exceptional insight into my situation and the injustice that has occurred here. Now, you know he must be feeling pretty low if he's got to write me a fax.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Your analysis of the access issue is quite correct. Perhaps you truly are the king of all media after all. This case is far from over, and I'm more than optimistic about the eventual outcome. In the meantime, I want to thank you for your accurate assessment and support. Sincerely, Michael Bolton. Thought it was a nice letter. I thought I'd share it with you.
Well, I think so.
Yeah, and I do feel for the guy. I know what's going on.
It's amazing to me. You're just turning into such a do-gooder.
Man, listen, you know I'm not. I got to tell you something. Martin Lawrence, same thing. I see what's going on. So the world is getting strange. And you got to say something. You got to speak your mind. And if a guy like Michael Bolton says, hey, wait a second, I think I'm being done an injustice, and then you hear the two friggin' songs. They must have had a deaf jury. Probably was. Listen, you had a couple ethnic types on that jury, and they probably looked up Michael Bolton.
I'm going to look into this first.
Please find out.
You know, I don't want you to be wrong.
How many letters in guilty, Robin? 6, right?
Yes.
How many letters in Whitey?
6.
Right. Well, there you go. There's your answer. White man can't get justice.
Well, I have viewed this whole situation, and I understand where Michael's coming from. He's had a very tough time in his career. He just likes music, and he likes to sing. Mm-hmm. And he's been criticized when he wins awards for being an R&B singer. You know, he's been booed by black audiences at some of these award shows simply because he picks up an award for being a soul singer and so forth.
Mrs. Robin Bolton.
No, stop it.
Right. Listen, I couldn't give a rat's ass who boos him or what.
No, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's
I'm
absolutely
telling you
ridiculous.
one thing.
Nobody says anything when Tina Turner wins an award as being a rock singer.
The jury was 4 African Americans and 8 guilt-ridden white people. That's all. That's right. That's right. Right? That's right.
But I do want to get both of these songs.
Please, Robin.
Fully.
I would hope that
the full versions of each song.
Well, I know what you'll be doing this weekend.
Yes, I'll be looking for these songs.
Yeah, you'll be going through your record collection. I'll be in the library. Library of Congress. Anyway,
so
Robin,
that we can make a determination on our own.
Robin, it's not often that I share my personal celebrity letters with you, but I thought in this case I would.
Anytime it's self-serving. The ones with calling you names.
Yeah. Dear Nitwit. You should have seen the one Roseanne Barr once sent. Well, anyway. Unbelievable. What they should have done is taken... You see, this is how if I had been Michael Bolton's lawyer, I'll tell you I would have handled it, because I got a legal mind. I would have screwed that jury over.
What do you mean? How do you do that?
First thing I would do is I would have researched how many songs have the name Love is a Wonderful Thing.
You think his lawyer didn't do this?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Bad representation?
No, he just doesn't... Not bad representation, not creative representation. I'm creative. No lawyer thinks like I do. The first thing you do is you take 5 of the songs that are all called Love is a Wonderful Thing. You understand? You get 5 of them. And you say to the jury, now pick out the 2 in question. Tell me the 2 that sound so alike.
That they were plagiarized.
Right. There you go. I guarantee you that tone-deaf crowd there couldn't pick out 1 or 2. That's what I would have done. And then the case would have been dismissed. Like Perry Mason, I would have stood up. And they would have
been a hero.
I would have been a hero. I would have all walked out. Would have been the end of the case. The case dismissed. I do. There's no nonsense when I go into the courtroom, Robin. You'll never see me walk in with some schlub attorney. I'll walk in on my own and represent myself.
You are.
That's right. King of all lawyers. I guarantee you they didn't do that. Go ahead, pick out the... You're so smart. Pick them out. Pick out which ones sound alike. You're so smart. All right, stop that music. So here, Kingfish, pick out these two. I say, hey, who you calling Kingfish? I said, you, because you were being racist there. I would have been impeached. It would have been the end of my law practice.
Yeah, I could see you falling down the stairs of the
I would have been disbarred, beaten
and
up.
they kick you out of court.
That's it. You're disbarred. You can't disbar me.
There you go.
Mr. Stern, didn't I have you in my courtroom 2 weeks ago? Didn't I disbar you then? I believe you're right.
Somebody from Michael Bolton's office just called. You want the exact makeup of the jury?
Yeah. Oh, well, now you know what happened.
Uh-oh. What was it?
Look at this. There you go. It was 8 people on this jury.
Yes.
I thought there was 12, but there's 8.
No, they usually have smaller juries
right?
in cases like
You know why? Because you can't find anybody to see. First of all, there's no white people on any of these juries. So, you know, it's hard to find people to sit on the juries. All right, 4 blacks, 2 Hispanics, 1 Asian, and 1 white lady.
And you're telling me these people can't be fair?
And the lady, I have to say, was a little bit older.
Yeah, right, yeah. I'm
Poor
sure
white lady who had to fight all these people.
Gee whiz. Yeah, name 1 Asian star that even could sing. That's right. Besides Pink Lady.
Are you saying all Asians are tone deaf?
Yes. Oh, that's. I was in NAM. I know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
I used to sing to some of the Vietnamese hookers. They couldn't even recognize talent.
Well, they have a different music skill.
Yeah, right.
There's more tones in it.
Bring, 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 bring. I think you eat that much rice, your ears get clogged up. You can't hear. Well, there you go, Robin. Was I right?
Yeah, you were right.
There you go. That's right. Asians are tone deaf and no peripheral vision. But they're brilliant.
Just as long as they're looking straight ahead.
That's right. That's right. And by the way, you asked me during the commercials, Joan Rivers, she opened last night.
Yes.
How did she do?
Right.
She got a good review here in the Daily News, but in the Post, they gave her a crummy review. And
she got a mixed review, I would say, in Newsday. And they do say she gives a fine performance. They say they have a little problem with the writing.
Well, what they said here is that their problem was it was such a funny script, they can't believe Sally Marr said all these funny things. That's what it says in the Daily News.
Well, that's not fair of them to say that.
I know.
They didn't like it because it was too funny?
Yeah. But the guy says it was real good. So, who knows? Maybe she got a hit on her hands. I hope she does. She's real nice to us. We're happy for anyone who's nice to us. We're funny that way. We like people. The people who are nice to us, we don't want them to get too successful, just a little bit successful.
Yeah, Jones had just enough success to remain our friend.
Yeah, she still needs us to promote stuff.
God knows, if she gets too big, we'll never see her again.
Yeah. Remember how friendly we were with Jerry Seinfeld when he was down and out? Mm-hmm. And he needed us?
Right.
And as soon as he became famous, it was like...
Swore to us this was no problem.
Yeah.
He always enjoyed doing the show.
I knew he'd dump us. So all of a sudden he got, you're talking about my young girlfriend. I'm upset. Yeah.
I'm in the top 10? Screw Howard.
Yep.
Never doing that show again. I have a problem with him.
All right. The review, when you open up a play on Broadway, the review you got to worry about is the New York Times, right? Aren't they the ones who can close a play in a day?
Well, that was when Frank Rich was writing the reviews. They brought in a new guy, and I don't think he's nearly that powerful anymore.
No, he doesn't have the clout?
No.
Because this one says, Rivers is marvelous on Broadway. She plays the life of Sally Marr. Yeah. Marvelous. I can't believe anyone could even hear her. She got no voice left. But she pulls it off.
I got to go see this. They say she's quite an actress.
I'm quite the actress, too, so I'll be able to know.
You can step in.
Right.
If she ever has a problem.
Is she the only one that talks in it?
No, she does most of the talking, though. It's almost a one-woman play.
Because it said that the other people in silent roles. It said...
Really?
Well, if they talked, you wouldn't be able to hear Joan.
Right.
Everybody shut up.
She almost sounds like Jack Klugman.
And he has a throat problem.
BJ.
She swears nothing's wrong with her.
No last time. She's one step away from getting one of those cancer kazoos. You know? Hello.
Those people have more voice than she does.
What's the thing Joan Rivers always says?
What?
Go. Candy cock.
Oh, there you go. She was in here the other day. Her voice completely disappeared in parts of the sentence.
Lenny, throw away those needles. Did you understand that?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else could. I have exceptional hearing.
Lenny, throw away the needles.
That was better.
All right. What is in the news, Rob? Besides Joan Rivers and Michael Bolton. Important stuff.
First of all, Donahue is in court. He wants to televise an execution.
Now you're talking. Now they finally got it smart. That's what I'd be doing if I had one of those shows. I'd show an execution every day.
Actually, it was the condemned man's idea. He wrote to Donahue, and as part of his life story, he'd like to have his execution videotaped.
You know who I feel bad for? Just Phil Donahue, because every time he comes up with an idea, Oprah and all the other ones steal it. Now they'll say to him, "Don't do the execution on Donahue, do it on our show."
Yeah, there'll be a bidding war, and he'll get outbid or something.
You know, it'd be funny. They do the execution, and at the last second, this criminal grabs Donahue, throws him down on his lap, and they both fry together.
Well, in the state that he's going to be executed in, they have two ways of doing it. I think this is North Carolina. You can either choose. They give you a choice. Choose lethal injection or the gas chamber.
This Donahue, he's taken with himself, boy. I'll tell you.
Why do you say that?
I like Donahue's show. Don't get me wrong. I think out of all those stupid shows, I like him. He's a little bit intellectual, but I tell you something. The guy's really carried away with himself. I did his show, when my book came out, and all of a sudden, when I first wanted to do his show, I called him up. He didn't want me. Didn't want me on. All right. I don't need him. There's plenty of shows that want me on. I was, quite frankly, shocked. Then when my book went to #1 and crowds were forming, right away he's calling every day. I got to have you, got to have you. So, okay, I'll go on there. After all, I wanted to promote the book. And his audience, I guess, buys books. So I go there and I'm backstage. You were with me, Robin.
Mm-hmm.
He was snotty. Am I right?
Yes, he has an attitude.
Had an attitude like he was better than me. He was carrying on like he was better than me.
There's little time for most of the people around him.
Yeah, I don't mind that the guy had a little bit of time even, Robin. But it was his attitude.
But it's not. I'm not saying he had a little bit of time. I'm saying that's the attitude. These little people, I don't need to spend any time with them.
Yeah. It's one thing if you're some psychotic who just raped his wife and you're having him on his show.
Yeah, he was treating you like that.
Yeah, he could have been a little nicer. I admit I'm a psychotic, but at least I got some notoriety.
You haven't raped your wife yet.
Right. Anyway.
But the gist of the story is that this criminal wants his execution to be televised.
Oh, that's
but
a weird
he's been
thing.
told by authorities in his state, especially the warden of the prison, that they don't allow people in the state to witness executions. So they're not going to have it on television. They're not going to let somebody bring in video cameras. This guy had requested that Donahue be a witness and be able to videotape it. And then, of course, Donahue wanted to put it on his TV program.
Mm-hmm.
He said, why not? I'd be pleased to have an execution on the Donahue Show. What's wrong with it? Let's see future bad guys watch these people fry right here on television.
He's right. That's right. That's excellent. The taxpayers pay for these executions. Why can't they watch them? Everybody's uptight. Well, you can't show that. Hey, if the guy wants it shown, let's see it. I'd love to see an execution.
That's weird.
You know what I love? I love those tapes, Faces of Death. You ever see that? I love that stuff.
You do?
I love it. I tell you, I'm fascinated. I love to see things die. I love they showed a scene where they had his monkey on a table, and in Africa, I guess, they eat these monkeys' heads.
They eat the brains out of live monkeys?
Yeah, so they cracked the monkey's head open, and they took the brains out and ate it. I saw what happened. I watched it. You know how many times I've watched that guy?
Fresh.
You know how many times I've watched that guy shoot himself in the head?
Oh, that
What's
guy?
his name?
Arbud Dwyer.
Arbud Dwyer.
We were talking about that.
Yeah, how many times have you watched it?
Many.
Me too. It's fascinating.
I find that very hard to watch.
The most interesting part is to watch, you see him alive, and then all of a sudden, the whole soul, whatever it is that makes us human, leaves. You see it in a flash.
When I worked as a nurse, I used to see that all the time, and I would tell people you can definitely tell the difference between a dead body and someone who's sleeping, and you don't believe it until you've seen it.
I love it. I love violence.
But I don't want to see that anymore.
Sometimes, one time I was telling Gary this the other day, I watched that tape backwards, so I watch his head heal up. It's funny.
The monkey tape, though, is particularly gruesome because what they do is they have a table.
Like a member of your family.
Well,
they put the monkey's head in the... Gary's very close to ape. They put the monkey's head in a vice.
Right.
And then they have a vice at every table. It's a restaurant.
But it's two couples sitting at the table. It's a guy and two guys and their wives, and they get these little mallets.
Yeah.
And they bonk him on the head.
Yeah.
While he's in this vice.
Now, let me tell you something.
Yes,
would I ever do that to an animal? No. I like animals. Would I ever want... If I saw someone doing that, could I sit there?
Why would you watch it?
Someone bothered to tape it. It's fascinating. I watch everything.
And then when they're done, after the monkey was just alive and then it's dead, they take a knife and they just cut its head open and flip it like a lid.
Yeah, so you can get the brains out.
And then they just all pick at it with forks.
It looks like it's hinged.
Yeah, it's really sick. But I have to watch it.
Hey, cut that out.
This thing like jumping around?
Yes.
Yeah, it's jumping around. It's the whole thing.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Wacky.
There's a cage underneath the table so that when it jumps around, it doesn't hit the people. I mean, whoever built this table really thought it out.
That's why I don't want you to go to Africa. I'm afraid they'll put your head in a vice.
That was in Greece, by the way, on the island of Crete.
Really?
Yes,
oh, was it Crete?
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere. I knew it was somewhere like Africa.
The Cretans.
Somewhere like Africa.
Greece, same difference. Believe me, Gary, if they did that to you, I bet you there'd be nothing in there to eat.
Small meal, maybe a snack at best.
Papa Flunky.
And hors d'oeuvre.
Right.
Hardly enough to get on a Ritz cracker.
Right.
Well, the ambassador to Singapore from the United States should be visiting Michael Fay today.
Right.
He received his 4 lashes.
How is it?
By the cane. The other day, a doctor, as I reported to you earlier, had said that he seemed to be in satisfactory condition. The ambassador is expected to report to the Fay family to tell them exactly how he's doing, because they have these very stringent rules about visitation, too, in Singapore when you're in prison. It's not like you can go there any time. She can only see her son, Mrs. Chan, every couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So she already visited him recently, so she won't be seeing him for a while, so this ambassador will have to bring her news of how her son is doing.
Unfortunately, this kid will end up a millionaire. You'll see. He'll write a book. He'll have a
I'm
Donahue.
beginning to think I ought to go over to Singapore with a can of spray paint. I'm ready to retire.
You'll never be that lucky. You'll do it there. No one will even know. You know, it's always the first
I
one.
won't even get caught.
Yeah. You'll be spray painting for months. Someone, please pay attention. I'll tell you, it's an excellent form of justice. The Singapore people are very lucky. They walk down the street any time of day or night. There's no violence. There's no crime. Very little of anything,
Little
really.
Prostitution, but they say that's
they
not
condone
the same thing as vandalism.
Right. Although when I make love to a prostitute, I'm sure it is. But seriously, it's a wonderful thing. We have no right to tell these people how to run their country, especially when they've solved their problem. And we haven't solved ours. We've got a real problem on our hands. We're way too lenient. Criminals have more rights than the regular citizens. And this caning, unfortunately, I don't know who the morons are going to be to sit and watch this kid when he comes back and he's on the TV shows and he's having a movie of the week. I'll tell you one thing. I never watched that movie of the week with Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. I refuse. Who cares about those two?
It was boring. I tried to.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was boring.
Believe me, I couldn't care if they took this kid, cut the top of his head off, and eat his brains with a spoon, because this is a guy who listen, he broke the law. Well, I'm not interested in making millionaires rich like Rodney King. Hey, Robin, come over here. Let me cane you with my special cane, and then you'll be on Donahue. I have a new way of caning that I developed last night.
Look, I said I would be caned, not tortured.
It's the love cane.
They effectively took away some more of our rights yesterday, Howard, in Congress. They passed the ban on assault rifles.
Yeah, now, how am I going to get my hands on an assault rifle?
You're not going to after this.
If you have an assault rifle in your possession now, do you have to turn it in?
No, I think what has happened is it's going to be unlawful to manufacture these things anymore.
There was this guy who came up to me and said, hey, man, you want to buy an Uzi? I said, why is that? He goes, because soon they're going to be collector's items. I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to get them. You know, like all these assault rifles. I said, yeah? You think I ought to get one of those? I never got one.
Well, maybe you've waited too long. I'm sure you could still get them right now. It's not a law yet. It was just passed by Congress. They'll still have to go into committee to work out the differences between the Senate and the House bill.
Hey, maybe I need this, an assault weapon.
But the reason I say that we're losing rights, one of the amendments that was attached to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights was the right to bear arms.
Not if your arms look like Jackie. Put a long-sleeve shirt on.
And the purpose of that was that so you could defend yourself if your government ever got out of hand.
Hey, Robin, what about the right to bear breasts?
I don't know about that being in the Constitution. And it is wrong for the government to tell you what kind of weapon you may and may not keep. They're saying these are military weapons. These are weapons only to kill other human beings.
Well, that's what they all are.
Yeah, like a regular gun doesn't kill people.
Yeah, right. There's logic in there.
And this is not going to stop any crime.
No.
This is one of those fake kind of cosmetic things. It's a Band-Aid. They pretend they're doing something to prevent crime on the streets, and crime will continue.
Death penalty will prevent crime, and caning. Forget about taking away guns. Believe me, the criminals are all going to get these assault weapons.
People who manage to own these weapons and not kill anybody are now going to be prevented. You know, if somebody wants to go out with an AK-47 and shoot at ducks, that's their business. The government shouldn't be.
Business.
It's a sick business.
Yeah. Imagine using an AK-47. What's the challenge in that? Mowing down a half a dozen ducks in a second.
Me of that scene in Distinguished Gentlemen.
Nothing left.
Yeah, nothing left. There's like no duck left.
Yeah, a beak full.
Yeah.
One feather floats.
I'll tell you something, though. In this country, we need it all. We need caning, brain eating, ball twisting, you name it. We need it all. More punishment.
But we sat there and we let them do this yesterday, so much for us.
Yeah, well, you let them, Robin. If you would have warned somebody, that was your area.
Well, you seem to be for the bill, actually.
What do you mean?
You seem to be for banning these assault rifles.
Robin, I got so many problems, I don't even think about it. All I know is I don't have an assault weapon, so what good? I might as well ban everyone else from having them. Certainly I'm at a disadvantage. I don't have one.
Because when I thought about it, I said, you know, because there are some unruly people in this country, what they do is they always take away our rights.
Yeah, well, no one's admitting what it is.
Of the law-abiding citizens.
The ghetto areas are ripe with guys doing drive-bys with assault weapons. The cops are freaking out. So, of course, now what has society done? They're banning all the good citizens from having the assault weapons.
So only bad people will have them.
Only bad people will have them.
That's what happens all the time.
Believe me, there's a bigger problem than that. When you talk about all this, there's a much bigger problem.
What's that?
It's May 6th. I haven't been in my pool yet. What's with the weather? Why is it so cold this season, Robin? Usually by May, I'm already poolside.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought that it usually happened around June.
No. I'm usually poolside by May. June, I'm in the water.
31st is Memorial Day.
I know, but I usually have a tan by now.
Oh, sorry. Well, the gay games.
Well,
got some
back
good
to that,
news. Huh? I thought you'd...
Gay games. What could be gameful about doing that?
Got some good news. The announcement is expected today that George Steinbrenner is going to let them have closing ceremonies at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yeah!
Well, of course, because if he didn't, he'd be boycotted and branded as a gay basher.
They came to some agreement. George apparently felt that the field might be in danger and there might be some scheduling conflicts, but they've worked everything out.
So let's hope the gays behave themselves when they're on the field and don't tear it up.
And the gay games will have their closing ceremonies there. 500,000 visitors are expected to the city as a result.
We should do the show from the gay games.
Why not?
Yeah.
I would love to see what they're doing.
First we'll sing the Star-Spangled Banana.
I think they'd appreciate a lot of exposure, media exposure.
Also, today is Bat Day. We don't give you a bat. You carry a bat into the stadium, and I don't want to say how you carry the bat, but ooga. We got to wedge the bat into a certain part of your body. Ooh, look, third base. Ooh. Hot dog. Hot dog here. Get my hot dog here. I'm doing the gay games. Some of the sound from the gay games. Get my hot dog here. It's going to be wild, huh? That many gays under one roof? It's going to be insane.
All over the city. What do you mean under one roof?
What?
All over the city. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean all over the city?
Well, they're just having the closing ceremony at Yankee Stadium. They're going to be all over the place.
I didn't realize that. One of the events is how much mustard you can shove into another guy's pants. It's like weird games. Like, you know how you thought the Olympics were weird sometimes? Yeah. Like, you know, they'd have, like guys laying down and pushing themselves in the snow?
Right.
Or people, like, shooting bow and arrow after they ski?
Right.
These gay games are way wackier than that. It's homo heaven.
I wish we had a list of the events. The one thing that has always amazed me is that there are more athletes at the gay games than there are at the Olympics.
Right. You got the, what's that event, Robin? The We Hate Broads jump? You know how they have like a regular broad jump? This is the We Hate Broads jump.
Run through and jump over all the women.
Pink pole vault. Shoving mustard in other guy's pants. Unbelievable stuff. Two-man face luge. One guy sits on another guy's head, and they just roll around in the dirt. Yeah. See how far they can roll. What is the other? Oh, you were telling me there was an event called nude basketball. What's that? Like just naked guys?
And lots of contact. It's not supposed to be a contact
Yeah, there's
sport.
no fouls. You can body slam. There's nothing but fouls. Everything about it's foul. Yeah, I'm into it.
Very low scoring these days.
Oh, yeah. One score one year, the team that won was 3-0. There was one basket and a foul shot.
Joel Rifkin is still on trial. They expect his case to go to the jury next week. They'll have to determine if he is crazy and should go to a hospital or should be in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah, jail for the rest of his life. No death penalty here. What do you want?
I'm going to ask Robin about a story when she's done.
Okay.
I'm going to help her out.
All right. He's going to help you out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They did determine yesterday in the trial that Joel Rifkin was a big fan of Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this show. Then I said, we might as well pack our bags. Thank God.
No, we escaped. He was a guy who liked to watch that movie. Saw it a couple of times before he went to prison, and now since he's been in the Nassau County Jail, he's watched it again.
Come on, why don't we get a little lesson from Singapore and do something to this guy? Cut off his legs and beat him to death with his own legs.
How come you can watch that movie in jail?
No, he watched it before he went to jail.
No, he watched it in jail, too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
That's rehabilitation.
Yeah. Why is this guy allowed to watch good movies?
It's like a how-to manual.
Yeah. He's intrigued by it.
Give him TV.
Now he's got a role model, that stupid idiot with the face mask.
Well, he did say he got some ideas from the movie. I would like to give a plug to 2020 tonight.
Thank you. Why?
They will be talking about prisoners who are pumping up in jail.
Yeah. Wait till you see the physiques on these guys.
Yeah, talking about how your tax dollars are going to pay for all these great gyms for these prisoners to be working out in. So they can be better criminals when they come out.
But
Jack LaLanne wishes he could go to jail.
The guards in prisons are for letting them pump up.
I know,
really?
because they say that if you take that away from them, there's going to be more time to just kill guards.
It gives them something to do. You can reward them, and it keeps them more manageable.
And you can take it away from them.
I believe in the veal type of imprisonment.
Yeah, where you don't let them out of the cage.
Right, you just box them up so they're weak. They can't do anything.
Yeah, it's great. I like these guys come out of jail, and all of a sudden Hercules comes out and rapes your mother. And you're like, hey, stop that.
You say it's time for you to leave. He bends the bars.
Yeah. Hey, I'll cut his hair. Maybe he'll lose his powers.
Robin, do you have any information on John Bobbit?
No.
Okay, I have a big newsbreaker here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, a couple of our listeners called us in, so I called and checked.
Penis fell off.
I checked this with KLAS-TV in Las Vegas, and they confirmed John Wayne Bobbit has been arrested for domestic battery.
Oh, dear.
Police were called to his house at 2:30 this morning, and his girlfriend Christina told police that he hit her, and he's being held on $1,100 bail.
Oh,
well, does
cut off
that
his
mean
penis.
there won't be a Playboy spread?
I don't know.
Oh, my. Well.
Does he still have his penis? That's the question.
She didn't cut it off?
Cut it off again.
Wouldn't it be funny if she had cut off his penis? Would that have been unbelievable?
The same place.
Right.
Howard?
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
I told you that bastard. I told you she was a battered woman. No, I told you all along. I told you that even if she was a battered woman, she'd just get the hell out of the house. I hope my mother doesn't call.
That's what I'm waiting
That would be
for.
wrong.
I'm just waiting for the phone to ring.
I told you she was
You
bad.
were raising money?
For a wife beater? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to raise money for my father to beat you. Now, shut up. All right, skip that story. Go ahead.
I don't want to talk about that one.
No.
Cindy Crawford and Richard Gere took out an ad in a London newspaper, paid $30,000 for a full-page ad to dispel some nasty rumors about their marriage.
What's the rumor?
They say in the ad they are happy heterosexuals who
kind of ad is
have
that?
An undying devotion to each other and got married because they love each other and have decided to make a life together.
Now, why do they have to take out an ad saying they're heterosexual? Well, did someone think they weren't?
I guess there were reports that there were some problems with the marriage. There are rumors flying around that Cindy's dating.
That Cindy is so gorgeous. Oh, my God.
That there was some kind of a wacky prenuptial agreement between them.
She's on the cover of Us magazine.
And the marriage was a cover for both of them.
She's on the cover of Us magazine. She's 28 years old. She's been 28 for the last 12 years, but...
She looks it.
Boy, does she look good.
She can get away with it.
Oh, man, what I'd do to her. I wonder who I'd want more, Demi Moore or Cindy Crawford. If I really...
no, we never thought of that the other day.
That Demi Moore is so feminine. Oh,
you
my
don't
God,
think,
is that a girl? Oh, my God. When
Cindy's feminine?
So Tiny Tim was talking about her rolling around on that bed?
Yeah, he had to watch...
Indecent Proposal.
He actually ordered that up in his hotel room.
Yeah. And there's a guy that's down, you know, he don't have too much money.
I think to me.
You think to me?
Yeah.
Cindy Crawford is beautiful. No, she's not skinny. She's very, very...
voluptuous.
Oh, we saw her in person. She looked thin and frail.
Really?
Well, next to you.
Yeah.
Jackie. Fred's got a point. Everybody looks thin and frail next to you. You know, Jackie's wife looks anorexic. Then finally I saw her away from Jackie.
Right, she looks like
fine.
a normal person.
Yeah.
She's voluptuous, too.
She never gets any food. He eats it all.
Yeah.
I'll eat that. You don't need that.
Shut
I think it would be Demi Moore.
Yeah, I think so.
God, that's such a woman. Oh, man, is she a
See, I don't think you're calling it right.
Oh, my God.
I wish that you could have the two of them here in person.
So do I.
So that you could make this determination. Because all you've ever seen of Demi is those movie shots and when she's all
you think they could really do some kind of trick photography?
Absolutely.
I don't know. You can't do that much
They
trick
made Glenn Close look like a sex symbol in Fatal Attraction.
You're saying in my movie I could be handsome?
Absolutely. They could make you look like Rock Hudson.
What do you think they do to Cindy Crawford? They doll her up.
No, you've seen her in person.
I'll tell you one thing about Cindy. Somebody has to be working her head. She seems like she's dumb as a moose.
Perfect.
Right?
Perfect. Somebody ate her brains with a spoon.
They put her in a vice on a table.
Drained him out through a mole.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say when they took the ad out in the paper, they wanted to dispel the myth that Cindy didn't have a brain.
That there is something in there. They did a test.
You know who her hero is? Did you read this?
No. Who?
The Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz.
Stop it. Reports of a divorce are totally false, they say. They also say that they are looking forward to having a family, starting Gere's new movie.
But Jackie obviously doesn't believe any of this.
Supporting difficult causes such as AIDS research and treatment, Tibetan independence, cultural and tribal survival, international human rights, gay and lesbian rights, ecology, leukemia.
How could you ignore what I just did?
I heard you, and I'm keeping on. Treatment, leukemia and research and treatment, democracy movements, disarmament. They're a very busy couple.
Get any toilet paper?
Nonviolence. No, sit in it. And anything else.
What is this, Singapore? What are you dishing up punishment? Sit in it.
Irrespective of what the tabloids implied.
All right.
I thought that was an interesting list of causes they're into there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing everything but screwing.
Hillary Clinton appeared on the Larry King show last night.
Oh, yeah?
She got a little bit clammy when he asked her about the allegations.
She looked at Larry.
When he asked her about the allegations now facing her husband from this Pamela Jones, or Paula Jones.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Larry asking a question that might make someone uncomfortable?
Here's Hillary's answer.
Oh, you got it. Nice job.
I have nothing to add to what's already been said by the White House.
Thank you for being so forthcoming.
That's all right. Sorry if I offended you in any way.
What else did Hillary have to say? I think she's a little bit upset that they're constantly drumming up conspiracy theories about everything that happens.
I think because he's really trying to change things, and I think that gets people who don't want to see anything change, like don't want bans on assault weapons that are going to be used to kill people, it gets them very agitated. So anytime you really mean what you say and you stand up for it, you're going to create opposition. And if you go back and look at presidents who really made a difference, that's what happened to them.
Part of Clinton's problem, too, is that he's from Arkansas. It's the Jimmy Carter syndrome. You know, whenever there's a guy elected from the South...
Yeah, you get that hayseed.
The press... Why is the press so vicious to Clinton? Because also, when they see someone who they perceive who isn't Washington, Massachusetts, smart, the type, whatever it is, they think he's classless or stupid, a bumpkin. That's part of his problem. You see the press, they act surprised when he's wearing shoes.
And not, he's not talking with a straw coming out of his
Right, yeah. Hey, Pappy Yokum. Yeah, there's like a little Abner
you have
set.
those dungarees and a little hat and a straw.
Yeah. I do have trouble defending Clinton only because
he's not defending
me and not helping me out with the FCC. So believe me, I could give you about 4 or 5 great arguments on why a lot of this is hogwash and what Jerry Falwell is up to. But screw the guy, he screwed me.
Yeah, what happened to that tape? I want to see that.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that for you. I got it on my desk. Sitting there collecting dust.
Sometime before my next birthday?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe for your birthday. What else you got there?
And what is the deal with this Paula Jones? She keeps announcing that she's about to file this lawsuit.
Against Clinton?
And then there's no lawsuit filed. The statute of limitations runs out this Sunday, so essentially today is the last day she could file. So I don't know if this is some silly publicity stunt, and I don't know what she could get out of it if it is. But once again... she's saying today is going to be the day that they actually go into court. There was some reason given yesterday without really giving a reason. They said, a couple of other lawyers had come on board, and they really couldn't talk about why there was a delay. But today should be the day that they file their suit. This could either mean that there is no suit to be filed or that there's some kind of backroom shenanigans going on.
Backroom nothing. This is a wild, wild thing. First of all, when a woman says that a guy came up to her, a representative of Governor Clinton at the time, and says, hey, the governor's weak in the knees for you. Then she goes up to his room.
And says she thought we were going to talk about a job.
And now it comes out, one of her sisters says, yeah, she told me about Clinton. She was absolutely giddy. She was so excited that the governor had her up to the room and she got to see his weenie that she was absolutely out of her mind, delirious happy. Now, this is what the sister says. Now, listen, let me tell you something. This guy Clinton, there's no doubt in my mind that something went on in that room. Sure. And, you'd think he'd say to himself, wait a second, I'm a governor. I got to behave in a certain way.
What is it with you men? You can't control yourself.
You don't know about male genitalia. It is hard. You're in charge. It is, it's not like we're in charge.
It's like you think of Senator Packwood. He just couldn't keep it to himself.
Very difficult. It has a mind of its own. It really does. It's very difficult. It ruins you.
Are you under a constant struggle?
Yeah. You know what I do?
There's a battle going on.
I'll give you the secret.
All right.
Whenever the battle gets fierce, and this happens once or twice a day, I pleasure myself. I have to do it. Now, as shocking as this is, I pleasure myself 1 to 2 times a day, and I'm 40 years old.
But not in the office.
No, I've never done it in the office. Because what I do is I make sure I do it at home a couple of times before I come in here, so that things like that won't happen in the office.
But we have days where there are just tons of girls around.
So it shows you how strong the drive is.
And I don't see you having to run off anywhere.
No, I can control it because I make sure the edge is taken off.
All right, let me ask you about the weekend we spent in Albany.
Go ahead.
You were a little bit sick.
Right.
Did you do anything?
I was so ill I had 103 fever that night I didn't even need to pleasure myself.
All right, so you have not done it. Did you do anything the night before?
Yes, I did.
All right, so that was Thursday night. Friday, you did nothing.
That's right. Friday, I was... oh, no, actually, I apologize. Friday night, I did do it.
When you were that sick?
Yeah. I did it once.
Really?
Yeah.
There is no sickness when it comes to that.
Right.
Okay, then.
Yes, I did pleasure myself that night. I have to be totally candid here with you because I am running for governor.
I release the pressure.
Right. I have to release the valve.
Because my theory was that if you hadn't, you rode all the way home with Tempest lying across your chest.
That's right. Tempest tried to tempest me. And not to mention Miss Howard Stern tried to...
yeah, she came in and knelt down
That's right.
in front of
All
you.
the girls tried, but I was...
So, I mean, what kind of... at that moment, what is going through your mind?
A world war.
I would describe it as a world war, yeah. That's an accurate description. I can't do any better than that.
It's like the Civil War.
It's a constant struggle.
It's like Gettysburg.
Right. There are times I'll do it in the afternoon. I'll say, well, I guess I won't do it tonight. I hope I'll be able to fall asleep. And then tonight comes and I'm in full session.
Yeah, you could always die in your sleep, you know.
You don't know what's going to happen, but you do it.
So what you're saying to me is the governor of Arkansas, now president of the United States,
doesn't do that enough.
Doesn't take care of
on
himself.
It. Right.
He is victim to his whims.
I am a moral man, so I make sure I take care of business at home, so I'm not jumping all over you and Fred.
Fred
and
is
other
now
people.
like a black guy at a revival meeting.
Yeah.
Say it. Amen. You
a
got
guy
it.
that doesn't know how to take care of it. I'm telling you.
So that's how you do it, huh?
Yeah. Clinton, what would you call it? The first, what do you call it? The first hand should work harder. You know, they got like a first lady. The first hand.
There you go.
Well, you know, I just have to ask these things because I just don't understand grown men being this ridiculous.
Yeah, you just got to take care of it.
You're not a guy.
It's tough, though. I got to tell you something, Robin. You see me, I'm a pretty regular guy, and I got to really work at it.
But you put yourself in harm's way, too, an awful lot.
I do. There's many beautiful women coming on to me.
I don't know why you do that.
Well, listen, you got to.
Shut up, Jackie. I'm talking to him.
I'm trying to help.
He's doing the show.
It's life.
He's like a guy at home yelling at the radio.
Tell her, bitch.
Go ahead, Robin. What else is in the news?
No, I'm just wondering, why would you even give yourself the temptation if it's that big a struggle? Why do you want this going on in your head?
I don't know. I like the temptation.
Yeah?
I like seeing.
Living on the edge.
Right. Living on the edge. That's a good explanation.
All right. I like to know these things. I'm a student of human nature.
My fantasy is that one day some woman will tie me up and do stuff to me so that
you have
that just I am not in control.
You want to be raped.
Right.
You'll be guilt-free.
I have a rape fantasy. I'll be guilt-free.
You really? Well, a rape fantasy is much different than a rape, you know.
I wouldn't know. I haven't had it.
Try it, Robin.
See, Robin, if you tied me up and I couldn't resist, after all, it's not my fault. You tied me up.
What could he do?
What can I do about it?
You'd be able to perform?
You gotta be kidding.
I'd have to. You'll have to kill me.
I'm almost performing right now.
Right.
It's your duty as a
Yes, you. Otherwise, you're threatening to kill me, right?
Right.
All right. I have no choice then. My wife will have to understand.
And your wife will understand.
That's right.
Yeah, it's her chapter for her book.
Yeah.
Oh, please. A
Didn't do
missing
it.
6-month-old Brooklyn boy whose mother allegedly would leave him with virtual strangers because she had to go out and find some crack.
Sounds like the kid was better off with virtual strangers.
Has been found unharmed, amazingly.
Yeah. Yay!
Felipe Lugo was reported, that's the little baby, was reported missing at 1 o'clock by his mother, Gina Marie Salamoni.
Guilty.
Why would you name your kid Felipe?
Because her boyfriend's Felipe.
Oh, and is her boyfriend a crack addict? Is he?
I don't know.
Doesn't say?
Probably.
Well, you don't know.
I don't know, no.
Oh. I'm just saying, if the guy was, and why would you want to name your kid after him?
But anyway, she would just go off and, she's so into this crack, she'd leave her baby with practical strangers. So now I think she's under arrest for endangerment or something. But I'm sure she'll get out and they'll give her child back to her.
Felipe. What makes you look at a baby and say, "There's Felipe"?
There's my Felipe, my little Felipe.
Felipe.
And someone we know, Victoria Sellers, is in a little trouble.
Peter Sellers' daughter?
Yeah, we met her a couple of times. Yeah. Also a friend of Heidi Fleiss's, the Hollywood Madam.
She's some hot little monkey, that Victoria Sellers.
She's the daughter of Peter Sellers and Britt Eklund, lived with Britt and Rod Stewart for a long while. And
I think I could have gotten her.
Now she's an adult. Police claim they found hot property in her bedroom. She's
some stolen
in this
property.
House, which she shares with a guy named Oscar Lopez, who's 18, and a guy named Anthony Zapata, who's Lopez's friend.
Zapata and Lopez?
Yeah, they've been charged with armed robbery. Victoria's been seen with this pair at Hollywood parties, calling them her bodyguards. No charges have been filed against Sellers, but the other two are being held on $1 million bail right now. Investigators don't believe that she doesn't know anything about anything, which is what she's saying right now.
I believe she doesn't know anything about anything. I talked to her.
You don't have any trouble believing that.
I think they sucked the brain out of her head with a vacuum cleaner.
David Letterman's mother is coming back, I guess, after her triumphant coverage of the Winter Olympics for the show. She will return to the program next week for a guest shot. The exact timing of her appearance hasn't been set yet.
I can hardly wait.
But she became a big star, and I'm sure they'll get high ratings once again when they bring on David's mother.
You trying to make me crazy? Yeah. How many shows have I brought my mother on? No impact whatsoever.
Many, many. What can I say? You're ignored. Then the gay kiss on Melrose Place. Bringing up a lot of controversy because this time it's two men.
Rob, let me just say ugh again to make sure people heard it, show that I'm such a healthy heterosexual.
It's planned for the season finale of Melrose Place to be broadcast on May 18th.
Wait, Robin, let me vomit louder so that I can prove that I am a heterosexual. Just to hear the word gay kiss makes me vomit.
I think that you ought to just loosen up.
All right, Fred, come on over. Well, let me finish throwing up.
Do you really think it could be so different kissing a man?
Breaking herself up.
He's a party.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I just thought about it.
Yeah, I think it could be very different.
I think it could, too, those two beards rubbing together.
Oh.
The network has received, or has not received the completed episode yet, Fox. But they haven't made any decision about airing it either. The Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, GLAAD, says they can't believe that such a progressive network as Fox would be worried about a gay kiss.
I'll tell you something. The worst part of that show, Melrose Place, and it's a great show, is when
those
they have
two guys.
Yeah, only because let them kiss already, because it's stupid. All the gay guys do is sit around and yell at each other about coming out of the closet.
Well, see, that's why.
And they hug each other. It looks stupid. They should be doing a daisy chain on that show.
It's an unreal depiction of gay people.
It is. Well, that's. Hey, you ever notice network and nitwit are almost the same word? How many people realize that? Raise your hand. That's two hands.
So I just thought I'd bring it up again. Geraldo today.
Guilty. Felipe.
When your wife has another woman.
Oh, yeah? When your wife runs off with another woman?
Yeah, when the other woman.
I'll watch that. Is it going to be good-looking babes? Yeah. I bet she's going to be some old, ugly broads who got sick of their insensitive husbands and said, I'll just team up with another woman. I've seen these shows before. You never see, like, a real hot lesbian sitting
What
there.
show was I watching yesterday, and they had some of the world's most unattractive couples talking about their love life?
Except for the blonde. Was it Oprah? Or was
No.
Was it Montel with the blonde and she was wearing a mini skirt and a bra?
Right, yeah. And then everybody else looked like they were from a trailer park?
Yeah. Well, the key to those kind of shows is what they did was they loaded the stage, I told you, with like black people who yell at each other.
Yeah.
And some hillbillies.
Amazing. I said, who cares of these people? Oh, I love him. I don't care. And Montel Williams, men who feel that their wives and girlfriends are too flirtatious.
Yeah.
And you'll be happy to know that on Sunday 60 Minutes, Andy Rooney will be doing his 500th.
Yeah, well, he can go to hell.
Commentary.
Let him go to hell in a handbasket.
I think that's quite enough.
I can't wait to, 500 is enough. What a bore, that old fossil.
And I'm looking forward to the start of The Stand this weekend. The Stephen King miniseries going to be on 8 hours.
It's going to be good.
4 nights next week. Molly Ringwald, Rob Lowe. It's one of my favorite Stephen King novels. I hope they did it justice.
You read the book?
Yeah. Oh, great book.
Yeah.
I'm very literate.
Oh, shut up, Fred.
Shut up. How dare you deign to betray
how
me?
dare you comment on anything I do. And I'm looking forward to it because they usually do a good job with Stephen King on television. He acted as screenwriter and has a small part, so I think it should be good.
And on Jenny Jones today, people who Howard Stern once endorsed and went out on a limb for, and now probably going to go to jail for He actually raised money for them. All right.
You know what? I don't have a list. What other sound did I give you over there today? Is there anything interesting?
Louis Farrakhan?
Yeah, just play that. I always like it.
Is it funny?
You know he's funny.
You call me a hater. You call me an anti-Semite. I've never harmed one Jewish person, one white person.
Just called for their destruction.
A hair of your head, right?
Yeah, you're only an anti-Semite if you kill a Jewish person. What kind of dopey logic is that guy? That guy's such a nitwit. They should put his head in a vice and break it open and eat the brains out of his head.
Another hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah, another small-brained man. In other words, because he's an Adolf Hitler. This guy's a whack job, this Farrakhan.
Nobody who follows me has ever done that.
I would like to do a movie on the story of the guy who stands behind Farrakhan and goes, "That's right."
Yeah, because you can hear him in there.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's the guy.
You call me a hater. You call me an anti-Semite. Talk, Minister.
What does he say?
Talk, Minister.
Oh, is that what he says?
Yeah.
That's cool. Talkmeister? That's what he might be saying. Talkmeister. Talkmeister General. Talk, Minister.
Talkman.
He doesn't even know what he's saying. He just said, "Talk, Minister." Parrot. Talk, Minister. All right, Robin, let's get out of here.
And Daryl Gates is going to be testifying in the Rodney King trial going on out in Los Angeles. I told you, this is the punitive damages phase of the trial in which they will try to determine just who else Rodney King can get money from besides the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah,
here's Daryl Gates.
I think we should all give Rodney King more money.
I'm not a racist. As a matter of fact, my whole record shows that I brought more diversity to our department than any other chief of police in the history of the department.
Oh, please, these poor guys.
Gates was the police commissioner at the time.
Gates is responsible for these guys doing it.
And he also says they'll be surprised that he doesn't have that much money anyway.
I'm not a rich man. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be very embarrassed if I have to give anybody any indication of how much money I do have.
No need to be embarrassed.
Don't look here if you're looking for a payday.
Yeah. Just look at Fred's bank account and you'll feel fine. Jackie took all of Fred's money. All right, Robin, thank you. And let me just tell you, we'll be back on Monday. If you want to order 1-800-52-STERN, be sure to do it. It's hot. Got a lot of good phone calls, faxes. Everyone likes it. Lots of new material backstage. All kinds
getting
of
a lot
on.
of positive faxes about it.
Yeah, everybody enjoys it. Sorry?
Lots of nudity.
Yes, there is.
You know, it's wonderful, though, when you have someone like Tiny Tim come in and thank you so much for making you a part of something, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's real good on the backstage tape. You got to see Tiny Tim on it. Elena Beastie comes running up and wraps her legs around his head while he's trying to talk, and it totally distracts him. It's great. There's so many bizarre backstage moments.
It's funny because he's giving her advice and asking her if she hasn't been in more of these pageants, that she should really do it.
Yeah, it's just great. It's just a lot of fun, and we all sit around. You like the format. We all sit around goofing on everything and watching the tape, and of course acting superior to everyone else. That's the way we like it.
Which is what we do.
Yeah, and you'll also like the Leroy Neiman painting, and you'll also like the fact that it will be. There's only a certain amount made. I think you're going to like that because, as you noticed from that Howard Stern auction they held the other day, a lot of these items go for a lot of money. So maybe it'll be a good investment for the future.
I really am going to try to get a good picture of my framing job for you.
I want to see it.
I want you to see what I did.
Yeah, and I think you frame your picture that you get, the Leroy Neiman painting of Howard Stern, and then you hang it where everyone hates me and watch people throw up.
Mine is right in the living room, so everyone has to comment.
Right. Oh, do they comment?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Well, they better not say a bad word to you.
That's right, because they'll go right out the window.
Yeah, you'll have a lot of fun with this thing, and it's a Leroy Neiman, and it's cool. 1-852-STERN, STERN, $39.95, $4.50 shipping and handling. You'll get the video, you get the poster, you get the whole thing.
Talk, Minister.
In a real, thank you. Say that again, please.
Talk, Minister.
Yeah, that helps me out. 1-852-STERN. You must be 18 or older to order because, just you take that peanut butter girl getting the peanut butter washed off her butt.
No children should see.
No children should see that. It's really wild.
Part of the video.
Me too.
Sell Minister.
1-852-STERN. And that's brought to you by Infinity Ventures and me. Also, Jackie has something to say. Jackie Platinum Joke Page Martling. Order Jackie's Wild New Comedy CD. Only $10 plus 3 shipping and handling. Price includes full color catalog, which you'll be interested to see pictures of everyone.
Brilliant pictures.
1-800-323-5464. Friday night's the big night, May 27th, at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
It's amazing how many of his laughs we have isolated.
Fred has 5 new ones every day.
I know, it's amazing.
Scott has nothing to do but pull my laughs out of the show.
Evidently not. For information and dirty jokes, call 516-922-WINE. Wine. Stuttering John, a lot of appearances around his new album in New Orleans this Friday at 4 p.m., signing his CD at Sound Warehouse and playing at the House of Blues Friday night. In Dallas, he'll be signing the CD at the Sound Warehouse this Saturday and playing at City Limits Saturday night. In El Paso, appearing at Club 101 this Sunday night. It's a whirlwind tour for Stuttering John. Ann Magnuson will be hosting an AIDS benefit this Sunday at the Supper Club in Manhattan, along with Eric Bogosian and others. And Martin Lawrence at the Nassau Coliseum, May 22nd. Don't forget Tiny Tim tonight. The Twilight Zone, formerly Page 6 in Long Beach. And if you're planning a wedding or party, you need a great disc jockey, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment, toll free. From any city, 1-800-PARTY-MC. And if you'd like to hire Scott in the New York area, call 718-BAG-5040. We'll see you on Monday.
Hoo-ah! 97.1 The Eagle.